And welcome to another Football Friday on FS1. It's the Carton Show. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thrilled to have Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer Greg Jennings here, as has been the entire week, and my main man, Cody Decker. Last night, NFL football was back. The Boston Celtics suspended their coach for an entire season, and this happened or didn't happen. Depends how you want to look at it. Come on. It would have been out of 13 ballparks. He hit the ball 900 miles per hour, but that means another day of the Aaron Judge watch. That was Adam Amin on Fox last night. Great call. He teased everybody. A walk-off home run, 4-4 against the Red Sox. It didn't happen. And now let's get back to a sport everybody cares about.
Oh, my God. Everybody cares about that. Are you kidding me?
We do care.
Even Greg Jennings cares about it.
We do care.
Greg Jennings doesn't know if a baseball is blown up or stuffed. Okay. No disrespect. I love you. I love you.
That's fact.
All right. NFL football last night. I know my man to my left is happy for the wrong reason. And you're happy for the wrong reason because
That is not true.
Mitchell Trubisky was so bad again last night. That passing offense was so bad again last night. Go ahead and say it. I know who you want. Say it. Say it.
Kenny Pickett, let's go. He's your guy. Look, we all saw it, but I don't want to be down on Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, okay, but you are.
I understand what Mike Tomlin is doing. He's trying to buy time, and by buying time, you allow your young rookie quarterback to be exposed to the game versus beating up. Yes, I am the president of Kenny Pickett's fan club.
Yeah,
the reason why is because this Steelers offense has one of the best receiving cores in all of football. We don't know it. We don't talk about it because of who's at quarterback.
Yeah, no, listen, it's a real problem, and Mike Tomlin is in a spot because he knows. Look, we can see it. The beauty of sports is that you can't hide. We know what it looks like. Smells like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's not a chicken, it's a duck. But he was defiant after the game, Mike Tomlin was, in supporting Mitch Trubisky. Listen to this.
I'm not in that mindset. I'm interested in reviewing this tape and looking at the totality of it and figuring out how we collectively get better. So the answer to that question is definitively no.
Yeah, so, and the question was, are you switching to Trubisky, from Trubisky to Kenny Pickett? Listen, Kenny Pickett at some point is going to be the starting quarterback. That's why I asked you yesterday, could Trubisky be bad enough last night for him to now go, that's it, week 4, we're going with the kid?
And I think that last night he wasn't terrible. He just continues to show us that he doesn't have what it takes to continually win games and lead a team. And for me, what I saw last night is exactly what I believe all the Pittsburgh fans are expecting to see every single time. You get off, you move him out the pocket, he looks decent, but he's not anything that's going to be of a game changer. Kenny Pickett is a game changer. He gives you opportunity. We would actually see Claypool actually get some balls down the field. We would see George Pickens probably making one-handed, left-handed catches the way he did the right-handed catch last night. We would see just such a different offense. I just think they need to make the change. And when coaches are, and I love Mike Tomlin, but when coaches are so adamant about proving a point, it tends to hurt the guys that are on the field.
I think there's also an aspect of it where the fans aren't going to dictate to Mike Tomlin when he makes the move. And I think there's a little bit going on right now. Listen, they all hear the boos. He knows what's going on in sports talk radio. He watches the highlights. He knows that Trubisky is struggling. I mean, they really should be 0-3 right now. They stole a victory in week 1 on the blocked extra point against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the offense is the problem. You can make the argument their defense, while not great, has played well enough to win every game they've been in.
You can definitely make that argument.
Right, and that's the problem. And ultimately, and you can speak this, you can from a different aspect in baseball, ultimately there is a responsibility to the other 52 guys in that locker room where if there's one guy that we all agree is holding you back, in our world we call that guy Cody. And
wow.
I'm trying to make it relatable. Look, everyone watching right now is in an office place where there's that one coworker.
Oh, man.
You love him. He's great on the
I'm sorry,
company
Cody.
softball team, but he's not productive. We call that a Cody in this business. It's a TV business. It's known as a Cody. It was known as a Cody before you came around.
Really?
So
Is that a common phrase?
He just threw me in that by saying we.
Yeah.
we.
I'm not co-signing anything
No,
that
no.
you say.
Hold
I'm
on.
just telling you.
Us TV guys. Us TV guys. That's all. All right.
It's a great show.
There's a responsibility to the other guys. The change is coming soon. Sam Cook sang it, and that's where we're going to eventually get to.
It is, and ultimately, this defense is playing good enough. You mentioned the defense. Why is it important? And it's a responsibility to the other guys is because you're putting the defense in tough situations. When you can't sustain drives, when you can't put points on the board, you just put more pressure on a defense that lost their best player or one of their best players in T.J. Watt. So for me, I would make the move, not because of what I'm hearing, because when you watch the film, and this is the part that kind of bothered me about the response, we got to look at the tape. You don't have to look at the tape. You don't even have to look at the tape. You can just look at what we saw. The eye test is everything. They're cutting the field in half. They're playing an elementary style of offense right now because of who they have at quarterback. You cannot win games like that. You just can't do it.
For the record, Mitchell Trubisky was 20 of 32, just over 200 yards. The highlight of the night, let's show it, was one of the greatest catches you're ever going to see. It's Pickens on the Steelers, a little OBJ style play. Let everybody check this out. I mean, that's just stupid.
Sick.
I mean, you talk
Ridiculous
about like
catch.
Cirque du Soleil, total control of a man's body. I'm known for that as well. And
I don't think viewers really understand how difficult it is to make to track that ball over your outside shoulder with the defender draped over you, and then you lay out and still follow it with one hand.
by the way, I don't think I could do that with a Nerf ball into a pool. I couldn't make that catch.
That is an
I don't think
unreal catch.
Yeah, it's stupid. That's just pure athleticism, and it did help Trubisky's stats. It was like a 36-yard catch, whatever it was. Catch of the night for sure. Now, let's flip the script a little bit on this game because something interesting is happening. And I didn't think it was going to, and I'll take the L on this for sure. The Cleveland Browns all of a sudden become a very interesting team. Now, their schedule is not easy. They play the AFC East, meaning they got to play the Bills. They've got to play the Dolphins. They also have to play the Chargers. They have Tampa. So without getting too ahead of ourselves, their schedule's not easy. But they should be 3-0. They're not. They're 2-1. They're in first place. I know it's only 3 games. They're interesting for this reason. They can run the football. And if you can run the football, especially when we get to November, December, and as you know, the regular season goes up to, I think, January 8th this year, and you get Deshaun Watson, assuming that he gets the rust off real quick, with all due respect to Jacoby Brissett, the Browns are all of a sudden a very interesting team. They've got a very good defense. They can run the ball, and that's not a team you want to play late.
It's not. And what you said about them running the ball, this is a team that for the last 4 years, they have an identity. Their identity is running style of play. Like, they are going to turn around and hand the ball off to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and throw the ball to those guys, and that's what's going to be the engine. Everything else that comes from that is a plus. When you think about what you just said,
They're real.
you have Deshaun Watson waiting in the wings. All you have to do is just hold on.
Yeah, now to be fair, he hasn't played in 2 years.
He hasn't played in 2
He did not look great in the limited action you saw, in preseason.
And
But
to be honest, last night, Jacoby Brissett looked great.
yeah,
He looked great. He threw on time. He got guys the ball where they needed to be. He threw 2 touchdowns. I mean, he looked really good. He looked very serviceable. You can win games with Jacoby Brissett, especially when you're able to turn around and hand the ball off and run the ball.
well, we got lots more to do here on the Carton Show. We got the entire NFL slate of games. We have Aaron Judge last night. Alan will touch on the situation in Boston. Thank you for joining us. Lots of good stuff coming up right after this.
the chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic, and only at Panera. $0 delivery fee for a limited time.
You're making all the difference out there, kid.
Für Dortmund. Was uslich war. Our next big American pressure.
Pressure.
So where do you think this pressure is coming from?
Everyone. I'm just here for the mints.
Mr. Manager still have faith in you.
So much pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
True.
Prolific! He scores! Incredible!
Send no blitz.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
It's not about how fast you run. It's about how well you slow down. Corona Premier. Lower carbs, lower calories. Is your light beer Premier?
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
When safe drivers save up to 30% on their auto insurance for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a pretty big deal.
Steve, did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
hi guys, welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now, there's Skyrizi. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clearer skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Ever notice how stiff clothes can feel rough on your skin? For softer clothes that are gentle on your skin, try Downy Free and Gentle. Downy will soften your clothes without dyes or perfumes.
The towel washed with Downy is softer and gentler on your skin. Try Downy Free and Gentle.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Touchdown! Harbaugh's 4th-ranked Michigan Wolverines unleash their explosive offensive attack against Maryland. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Maryland, Michigan, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
This is Bandit. He founded Underdog Fantasy so that humans who really love sports could play with their friends and win some big prizes. Tell your human to go to UnderdogFantasy.com today.
Psst, psst. Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen.
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
This is the sound of hope, the sound of the hardest thing you will ever do, but the best thing you will ever do. Because this sound is the sound of change.
All right, hey, appreciate you being here. It's a Football Friday on the Carton Show. Before we get on to some things other than last night's game, I do want to bring up one little teeny piece of information, because I know when I was watching, I was thinking it, as the Steelers are now running, the, what do you call it, the razzle-dazzle play at the end when they're still within a touchdown of winning the game, and you recognize how the Cleveland Browns lost last week to the Jets. There was a part of me that thought it would have been awesome if the Steelers actually wind up, the old Cal band play, and they actually take the ball down the field and score on the craziest play in NFL history. I thought that would have been awesome. I know for many of you, that defensive touchdown that the Cleveland Browns did score, which was meaningless, and of course they don't kick the extra point there either because the clocks are on quadruple zeros, either had a positive impact or a negative impact for your gambling and your daily fantasy. And I don't understand why announcers are still talking about gambling like it doesn't exist. Every commercial on every sports network and every game is about gambling. Al Michaels has always talked about gambling in his entire career. And last night again, he said, oh, no extra point. That might affect some of you. For the record, it didn't. It had no impact whatsoever on anything other than the defensive touchdown did change the order of a lot of daily fantasy players' leagues. And if that's the way it goes, it's gambling. You're probably going to lose. So just know just know that going in, okay? Now, today is a sports anniversary. And if you're a New York Jet fan, a Buffalo Bill fan, a Miami Dolphin fan, or you just hate Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, it applies to you too. Today is September 23rd, yes?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it is. Today is the day that Tom Brady was born. It's Brady Claus Day.
Aww,
because
Brady
on September, there you go, Brady Miss. All right, I went Brady Claus. You would think we meet before shows. But there's my main man. It's Brady Miss. And Brady Miss is because it was on this day, many, many years ago, that New York Jet linebacker Mo Lewis hit Drew Bledsoe, ruptured his spleen, knocked his liver out, and caused him internal organ failure, which introduced the world to Tom Brady. Today is the day, and it's one of those days that we mourn. Like normally Christmas, the birth of Jesus is a day we all celebrate.
Yeah.
Brady Miss is not a day we celebrate if we watched him win 7 Super Bowls.
I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
This is why the Jets and everybody in the NFC East have struggled.
Yeah.
Because of the Jets.
Well, no. Yes, Mo Lewis. Like, Mo Lewis is the greatest guy in the world. I hate his guts. He's the nicest, you'd love him. I don't know if you know Mo at all. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's the devil. Because he brought us Tom Brady, and today is the day of Brady Miss.
You love Tom Brady.
I love him now, yes.
But if that didn't happen, you don't get Tom Brady now.
Yeah, no, but he's the Messiah now. See, now he's back. He came back. He resurrected himself. Yeah. He's like Lazarus. He came back. I love Tom Brady. No joke. Like, if things don't work out at home, I'm your guy. Speaking of Tom Brady, this is a huge, it's Friday. I'm in a good mood.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. They've only faced each other 3 times. And this will be number 4. And unless they made the playoffs, obviously, this is most likely the last time. And it's interesting because you have to figure at some level they know each other, but there's this mutual admiration society going on. And Tom had a lot to say about Aaron Rodgers.
He's an amazing player, has been for a long time. So I love watching him play. And, he's from California too. So I feel like we always have a little bit of a connection. He's an older guy now. He's been a great player in the same place for a long time. So there definitely has some challenges with that. And, but he's navigated them pretty well.
Yeah, he's navigated a lot of things pretty well, except for the postseason, where obviously he has failed. Not always on him, but it's interesting. It depends on where you are in the NFL, like what the pecking order is. Those guys are 2 of the greatest players to ever play, so I don't expect anything less than that. But I know it's also going on. You butter a guy up, they want to kill each other on Sunday.
Of course, this is the ultimate competition sport. When you see a guy that you hear about all the time that is compared to you or you are compared to them, you want to outperform them.
Sure.
You want to ultimately win. That's who Tom Brady is. You can't change that. But one of the things that he said in that statement that stuck out to me about Aaron Rodgers being able to navigate his situation in Green Bay because he's been there for so long, it's interesting because a lot of people don't think about how you mature as an individual over the course of 17, 18, 19 seasons.
Right.
Like, you become a man. And so you go in there as one individual. You're there. Everything is moving. Everyone is moving out around you. And then you're expected to kind of be the same kind of guy, but you ultimately evolve. And that's what we've seen with both of these guys.
Yeah, listen, it's a natural course of life, right? We all get older. In theory, we get more mature. And while everything's changing around you, you got to be the pillar because it's all based on you. You got the ball in your hands. You're the best player on the team. What's interesting about it also is that Tom talked about how cool it is that he got to play his entire career for one team. Like, you could have done that. I'm glad you didn't, but that was on the table.
I'm actually glad he didn't either because it makes for an even better story, especially he goes down to Tampa and wins again. So
yeah, and the other thing is we're going to put a lot into this game because of who the quarterbacks are. At the end of the day, it's one game. It's more important for Green Bay, in my opinion, than it is for Tampa because Green Bay's already lost the game. They're 1-1, and they have a tougher division now, I think, than Tampa's got. So I think it's just a bigger game overall. And I think Aaron Rodgers today, talent-wise, is better than Tom Brady. Now, give me a playoff game, I'm taking Tom Brady. But right now, today, based on what I've seen this year, I believe that Aaron's a little bit better.
Wait.
You keep saying that past year trends are not to be applied to these.
No, I say if you're trending how to pick a game and you're referencing something that happened in 1973, just zip your lip and stop talking.
Can we backtrack just a moment?
Go ahead.
You said you believe today, talent-wise, Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady.
I think that's a fair statement.
Today, yesterday, 20 years ago, he's always talent-wise been better than Tom Brady.
No, you're crazy. That's just flat out. That's crazy.
What?
That's heresy.
I'm not talking about wins. I'm not talking about smart. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm talking talent-wise. Are you talking?
Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play. Talent-wise, mentally, physically, emotionally, every aspect of the game. He beats every other quarterback 10 to
This is a Jet fan.
Yeah.
He's been bamboozled. You have no other way of thinking.
Well, what can Tom Brady do that Aaron Rodgers can do?
Beat the Jets every year.
Okay, and the Jets went into Foxborough with Mark Sanchez and beat Tom Brady in a playoff game. Tom Brady, beat Tom Brady in a playoff game, right? So, okay, fine. Aaron Rodgers lost to the San Francisco 49ers at home like 7 different times.
I want you to understand what you're saying, though.
Yes, what am I saying?
You're saying that talent-wise, skill set, like skill set.
Hut 1, Hut 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers, or he has been up until recent.
Let me walk you through it, just to because maybe there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah, we're all confused.
I recognize that there's people watching going, I think Greg Jennings is right. Okay, I accept that. You're wrong, too. Because there's not a single thing that Aaron Rodgers can do in his entire career that Tom Brady couldn't do better.
Okay, this is the moment I wanted you to say that.
Thank you.
Because I've always done this. I've always said this. Tom Brady is the GOAT. No question there. I'm not gonna fight you there. Aaron Rodgers is the most skilled quarterback we've ever seen in this league. The reason why is because when you look at any and every quarterback in any and every era, there is nothing that they can do that Aaron Rodgers can't do. But when you compare Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot of things that he does that they can't do.
Like what?
Like be as talented and skilled as him, period. I'm not talking about wins, because I know that's where everybody goes.
That's fine. I understand what you're saying.
But Tom, let's just take, for instance, let
me ask you a question.
Let's just see something.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady had to scramble,
he's
as talented as
He's 45.
No, you know what? Let's go Tom Brady at 25.
Yes. By the way, that was a good year for him. He gained 3 yards that year on the ground.
I'm done. This is why it's the Carton Show. You're always right.
No, trust me, I'm not. I take the L's as quick as they come. I am not always right, and I own it. I'm not taking the L, though. I can't. Just win an NFC Championship game at home, and then I'll reconsider.
See, it's about the wins. It's not about the talent.
Of course it's about the wins, and Tom Brady's better looking, too, and that doesn't hurt. But here's what I know what happened. and you're going to deny this, but I know what happened. You told Aaron you're going to be on TV today.
Oh, man.
You said, listen, this is how we repair the relationship. Watch the second segment of the show. I got you.
Is it working?
Hold on. Now I got to change the sign now. Hold on a sec. I got to change the sign now.
Get this out of here.
He has 3 more.
I think it's official. Greg is now a full part of the show. Yes, that is it. Hey, I know we got a lot to do today, but we always want to make sure that you guys are totally in on all the stuff that's going viral so that when your buddy at work comes up to you and says, hey, did you see that video? You don't look like you haven't seen that video. And that's one of the reasons Cody's here. What do you got?
All right, well, there is a massive trend taking place on Instagram, and it's called workout fails. And I know you've never failed in the gym, but this guy did.
Yo, I don't go to the gym.
That is why you've never failed. This guy's doing plate push-ups with a woman doing squats on the plate, and she just kicks it directly in the face.
I mean, this could have ended really bad.
They deserve it.
Yes, they deserve it.
I don't feel bad for either one of them. That's just the guy showing off. Look, I can bench press my girlfriend. Great. Do it at home.
Yeah, but at the end, he like pushes her off just so she doesn't step in his face.
That's probably very popular OnlyFans video. Yeah. Hey, honey, I just spent $9.95 watching couples work out at the gym together. By the way, Cody was supposed to work out yesterday, but I gave him a couple raviolis for lunch and he went to bed.
Yes.
What else you got?
True.
He told me this.
Yes, it was a nightmare. Also, on top of that, when was the last time you had a pillow fight, Craig?
I'm a man.
So yesterday?
When you were laying on the pillow?
If you must know.
Well, there is a trend of blindfold pillow fights taking place where guys are just running around and occasionally using the sound to lay each other out.
Yeah, just make sure they don't put a bar of Ivory soap in there and you'll be okay. All right? Yeah, that looks like fun unless you're on the receiving end of it. And you know dudes are pulling up the blindfold.
Every time.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't play that game fair.
I'm that guy that has my head up so I can see down the bottom of the blindfold.
You know what's funny? If Mitchell Trubisky was in that, he'd miss.
Can he pick it with?
There you go. Give me one more. Go ahead.
All right. Well, last night, the greatest thing happened in Memphis, all right? A pimped home run. This ball is crushed, by the way. Guy absolutely pimps the hell out of it, doesn't look at it anymore, lands about 15 feet in front of the wall. No one tells him, points at the crowd, everything. Still no one's told him. And then he finds out at home plate. I can't stress enough, this was my nightmare when I played. It's the reason I never pimped a home run. That and I have no swag.
But it's not even close.
It's not.
Like, it's one thing if there's like a play at the wall, the guy goes up.
Yeah.
He can't, like you said, he catches that 15, 10 feet.
Did he even get to the warning track?
No, it was in front of the warning track. It's even better. Apparently the wind was howling in from left, but that's not an excuse, man. Although, I can't stress this enough. I was always terrified that this would happen to me, so I just took off when I hit a ball.
Yeah, the best is in between second and third, he raises his hand like, hey, Mom, that was for you.
I just love he's pointing at someone running second.
Wow, good job. Tampa Green Bay is not the only big game on the Sunday card of NFL games. You've got a battle of the undefeated. Who stands tall, Buffalo or Miami? Right after this.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol. At night.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
Oh, you'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
This is an SOS from Novaport.
Everything is disappearing.
Our outpost on Earth, Sept, is in danger.
Hey, Quill, this thing is so broken. Quill, you seeing this? Quill! Well, you heard the lady. Get to Epcot. It's Save the Galaxy time. Again.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more fathers are switching to Ram.
Your body's changing.
And more sons. More tailgaters, more tail waggers, more men with a lot of confidence.
Easy.
And more with not so much.
Yeah, I'm not going to fit in there.
And more guys who check straps with a firm tug and say,
That ain't going anywhere.
Are switching to Ram.
Right now, during Ram Power Days, get 0% financing for 72 months on our most popular models.
On an Urgent Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hurry! It's almost kickoff. I am. Oh, they logged me out! What's the password?
Okay, it's P23XR ampersand.
Dude, the caps lock is on! Ah! How much time we got?
I miss basic cable.
Here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh no, I got the spinning wheel.
Fanstown by Dr. Pepper.
This commercial. Game hasn't started. They play these too much.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Old Trapper beefs. One upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor.
What about the clear bag?
That shows you exactly what you're getting.
Savory beef.
Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
I'm their
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
We're celebrating 50 years of Popeye's Signature Chicken with a deal you'll love. Now for just $6.99, takes 50 years of crunchy, juicy chicken we've been serving since 1972. Get the 5-piece while you can for just $6.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
How do you know what Patty likes?
Well, Constant Contact's data shows me what Patty responds to.
I didn't know what I liked until I met Pauline.
She likes flank steak.
It feels great to be seen.
What's up, man? We need to talk about that lucky jersey.
Haven't washed it in years.
Multiple years?
I don't see any stains. It's lucky.
I don't see any luck. It's dirty.
Lucky.
Dirty.
But we just scored a touchdown.
Not we, me.
Touche.
You need to deep clean that. You know what to do.
Good luck out there.
Bro, no, listen. It's dirtier than it looks. It's got to be Tide Hygienic Clean.
This season, Sling has the channel lineup to channel your college football. So you can catch the Hail Marys, witness every miracle, see the big games and the bowl games for less. Channel your football with Sling TV.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Claritin provides non-drowsy symptom relief from over 200 indoor and outdoor allergens, day after day. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year with Claritin Clear.
We are the first family of country music.
The year's #1 new drama began with a twist no one saw coming.
Something terrible has happened.
Tuesday, you won't believe what happens next.
Got blood on your hands.
Monarch, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Okay, Football Friday here on FS1. It's the Carton Show. You know, one of the, that's, by the way, Greg Jennings, that's Cody Decker. One of the great aspects of working for Fox is that Fox has cornered the market on the greatest reality shows of all time. Hell's Kitchen happens to be my favorite, but you know, you can pick your poison along the way. And I'm proud to announce that coming to FS1 a little bit later on this fall is a brand new reality show, and it's called Undefeated Island. There you go. I'm Jeff Probst. I'll be hosting the show, and it's part of my deal here. And, of course, you see the 6 teams that are undefeated, and there's a huge matchup. 2 out of those 6 teams, it's the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins in Miami. And I should point out that since Josh Allen became the starting quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, he is 7-1 against the Miami Dolphins. The only loss was his first year. He's now won 7 consecutive games, and they're all blowouts. Why would this Sunday be any different?
The Dolphins are a different team, but this Sunday probably won't be any different because the Buffalo Bills are just that good. This team has it clicking on all cylinders. They have the best quarterback in the game right now. They have a young, hungry defense led by Von Miller, who's recharged and seems like he's turned back the clock a little bit. Like everything that you want to see in a Super Bowl contending team, they're showing it. They're living up to all the hype. I just wish I was on that team for the ride.
Right? Yeah, just get a couple catches every week,
Yeah,
cash your paycheck.
I really don't even need to catch. I could be Kenny Galladay and just stand.
Yeah, by the way, a reminder that he's made $1 million per catch. So,
like I said, I could be Kenny Galladay.
You know, it's weird because like I said, I'm not a buyer of the Miami Dolphins yet. They could certainly get to a point where you got to take them seriously as a contender, maybe even to go to the Super Bowl. But I'm concerned because of how bad they looked in the first half against the Baltimore Ravens. The second half was on fire. We all saw it. It was crazy. A lot of that, of course, was a wide-open Tyreek Hill. Really good protection for Tua. Waddle as a complimentary receiver. But as good as they were in the second half, they weren't very good in the first half. So it's kind of like, you know, Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know who they are. And I think I think they'd admit it, this is their litmus test because we know what the Bills are. We know how good the Bills are. And this is going to give us a real good idea. How good is Tua? How good is his offense?
The reason why this is a really good litmus test for them is because they are thriving off of the big plays down the field. One of the things the Buffalo Bills defense does not do is give up the big play. When you have those two safeties, Poyer and Micah Hyde back there covering up for their young corners, they protect them very well. They get after the quarterback. They'll let you dink and dunk. We will see if Tua can manage the game and be methodical as far as getting down the field and not forcing something. Down the field with Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I don't think that's going to be an option this week.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, the rap on Tua prior to Tyreek going there was he was really accurate, but we also recognize he didn't throw the ball 20, 30 yards down the field frequently. And the question was, can he? Tyreek changed that whole dimension of the offense, but as we've said a lot of times on the show, the Bills are not one-dimensional. You just talked about their safeties. You talked about their ability to get to a quarterback. And I'm fascinated by this game. It's a must-see game because I don't want the Dolphins to be very good. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
You want a chance for your Jets.
What chance? There's no chance.
The Jets are going to get blown out by the Bengals this week anyway. And we're going to start talking about the return of Zach Wilson. I can accept that. I'm good with that. I'm a Jet fan.
I got you now.
Go ahead.
You're only saying that just so you can soften the blow.
No, I don't like the Miami Dolphins.
No, I'm talking about your Jets right now.
The Jets stink. Yeah, I know the Jets are.
Yeah, but if they mess around and win, I'm only saying that because I've been poisoned by the Jets losing this my entire life. But if they win, now you can come in here like you did this week with your little make-believe Jet hoodie and want to do all this Jet dancing. Yes. And the Jets are back.
That dance, you mean? That little dance?
Whatever that was.
Listen, you know I'm in an emotionally unstable place today because it is Brady-miss. And I don't appreciate you taking shots when I'm vulnerable. And I happen to be very vulnerable today because it's the anniversary of Tom Brady becoming an NFL quarterback. That being said, I don't like the Miami Dolphins. And I don't want them to be good. And I'm not sure how good they are. I respect what they did in the second half against the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm hoping it was a mirage. I even like Mike McDaniel. I think he's a really good coach and a really creative play caller. I saw an interview yesterday with a former member, a guy who played under I forget his name, and I apologize for that, who said this guy is so creative that when he was teaching wide receivers, running routes and how to try to get away from a cornerback playing press coverage, that he didn't show them old videos of guys like Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin. He showed them videos of Allen Iverson, showed them videos of guys doing crossover moves because it's a different athletic skill set, muscle-wise. And, a guy that thinks outside the box like that is a guy I like. So I like Mike McDaniel. I just don't like Miami. Not the city. I love the city.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, I could get lost in Miami for a couple weeks, no problem. I just don't like the Dolphins.
Have you lived there?
I don't think they're very good.
Have you lived in Miami?
Yeah, well, just outside, yes.
Okay.
That's
Where
right.
haven't you lived?
Well, I never lived in Chicago.
Oh. Fascinating. You've lived everywhere else. Cleveland, Buffalo. You bring up a city. You've lived there for 5 years.
By the way, there's 50 states in this country last time I checked. I've lived in like 6 of them. Yeah. I'm sorry that you and the crew are not well traveled. I mean, I was making $12,000 a year living in Buffalo. I wanted to get out. And I went to Cleveland and made 30 grand. It wasn't great. Okay. And for those of you that think we only talk about teams that are good, with Undefeated Island, Fox did consider a different reality show, but the executive said a no to that, and that was Winless Island. Yeah, right there.
That's not.
See, those are teams that haven't won a game yet.
I've never.
Winless. No, okay.
Right.
Anyway, the only interesting matchup there, I think, to be fair, are the Titans and Raiders. Because the Raiders, of course, the Cody's team, Titans were the #1 seed last year. The Raiders get Devontae Adams, and everyone's saying to themselves, wow, in that very tough AFC West, they needed Devontae Adams because there's so much high-powered offense that they have to compete with. You're going to have a lot of high-scoring games. They just got arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL, and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, and it really is about the Raiders, because when you think about the Bengals, who are 0-2.
And they're going to beat the Jets. They will get their first win, and they'll only be a game behind.
Exactly. It's their division that we're looking at. The Titans are in a similar situation in the AFC South. So even if they do fall, it's not unlikely that they can climb back up. But the Raiders, if they fall 0-2, Cody.
I know. I'm aware. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
I think
it is over.
The point is right. It's over.
I know
if you're
it's over.
0-3 in that division, you're coming in last place.
0-2 in that division are coming in last place. It's
Well-
the Chiefs and Chargers, man.
Yeah, but don't forget, you still have a chance to play the teams in your division again, or the team you haven't played twice. I just think that division's just too good. You're not going to come back from 0-3. And I think your point is dead on. Tennessee could come back from 0-3. The division stinks.
Yep.
That being said, 0-3 is usually, not all the time, but usually a death knell. It is usually wrap it up, put the dirt on the coffin, and hope to get the #1 draft pick. It's that bad.
Yeah, I got a question for Greg, actually. Of you being an NFL wide receiver, Hall of Famer, who's the more pathetic fan? Him as the Jets fan or me as the Raider fan?
Is this Attack Craig Friday?
I said I'm pathetic as well.
Okay, so just own it and move on. Like, why were you, like, you said it. Let it sit there. Let that marinate.
I just want to know who's more of a pathetic fan base.
You.
Why me?
Because you just said you were.
But I did not say I was. I want to know.
I'm gonna let you know. Just like he said that it's called Cody in our industry.
Yeah, good. It's called the Carton. What's called a Carton? Being a rabid fan?
Pathetic fan.
Pathetic fan.
That is called Carton.
You also have to remember that part of my contract here at FS1 states that I'm not allowed to wear a hoodie unless the Jets win a game. Like, it's in my contract. So I'd like to dress the way
hoodies.
I normally dress.
Goodbye hoodies.
You got to wear it once. I hope you enjoyed it.
I mean, where's that board? I can start writing notes. I don't like you people. Yes, I don't. I'm sorry.
You signed the deal.
I'm sorry.
You knew what you were getting yourself into. So, and you love hoodies.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Take that. Yeah. Have a nice flight home. Yeah. I hope your plane's not delayed at all. Yeah. Good luck.
What a friend. What a friend.
It's a great show.
What a friend.
Good luck with that.
Hostile work
Now, I
environment.
want you guys to be honest about something.
Yeah.
You're watching the football game last night. You're aware of the Aaron Judge pursuit of 61. How did you do it? Were you on Fox and then flipping back to Steelers-Browns? Or were you on Steelers-Browns and then knowing when Judge was getting up, did you flip over to Fox to see the at-bats?
I actually didn't flip.
You stayed on football.
I stayed on football.
All right, that's fair. How about you, Cody?
TV had Aaron Judge. Phone had football game.
Of course. There's got to be an answer that was not offered to you to pick.
Well, because it's the truth. I wanted to watch Judge. I was all over Judge last night, especially because he's 0 for 15 against Waka, who he faced yesterday. So it was an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I would have intentionally walked him every single at-bat yesterday. And tonight,
No, you
and the
wouldn't
next day.
have.
I would have. No, if I'm the Red Sox. Now, me personally, I would have given him the fastball.
Exactly.
All right, so let me real quick. If I'm pitching, I want to be part of history. I let him hit the home run. if I own the Boston Red Sox, so I guess I'm talking to LeBron, if I own the Boston Red Sox, all right, I would have told Michael Walker, the pitcher last night, I don't care what the situation of the game is, he gets intentionally walked every single time because the Red Sox hate the Yankees, and I don't want to be a part of that history. And that would have been the greatest troll job in the history of mankind.
Kind of did, though. He got walked on the first 4 pitches he saw. I mean,
well, he's got a good eye. The
ball was nowhere near the plate.
We got a lot more NFL football coming up. Well, Amani Toomer, by the way, Giant Great, is stopping by. And Justin Fields is a man on a mission. I don't know what that mission is, but he's on it.
Is that KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo?
Yep.
Is it juicy?
Uh-huh.
Is it creamy?
You know it.
Is it flaky?
Yes.
And it's only $6? That's a real steal of a deal of a meal. Wink. KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo is just $6.
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare.
Gesundheit.
It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
My active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. Now, Skyrizi helps me get going by treating my skin and joints. Along with significantly clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Skyrizi attaches to and reduces a source of excess inflammation that can lead to skin and joint symptoms. With Skyrizi, 90% clearer skin and less joint pain is possible.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like the feeling of improving my skin and joints. And that means everything. Now's the time to talk to your doctor about how Skyrizi can help treat your psoriatic arthritis so you can get going. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
We capture lots of data. With Fiverr, we were able to find the right software developer to help gather all that data and put it into the right system. I was able to save time and money and spend more time growing my business.
Transform your business today. Fiverr.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
It's one of the games of the year, week 3. It might be the last time we ever see Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady.
Let's go! 2 of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game, going head-to-head.
It's a legacy type of game.
All day, just like that!
I hope it's an absolute fireworks.
The NFL, Sunday on Fox, home of Super Bowl 57.
It takes fight to be a full-time fan. There'll be good days and bad ones. But when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Out of nowhere, this fool with a bazooka straight up nukes the whip, hails a jet, and straight up bounces.
These 2 weirdos touch each other. Ow, ow! She struts her stuff and strips down. I was like, bam!
I seen these little aliens out here running them up like a bunch of Gila monsters with their heads cut clean off.
Straight off the roof, all flying squirrel. Now that's one hell of a takedown. You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing.
Rated M for mature.
If you're always asking, where next? Capital One has the travel card for you. Venture X. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. Venture X. What's in your wallet?
That's half the fun of a new house. Seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Oh, it's a tiny dancer.
Well, they left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Allergies don't have to be scary.
Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it.
Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. Psst, all good.
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, melted provolone, and other magical melty stuff, Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's, we have the meats.
Well, that to me looks like a promo for the NFL. Yep, it sure is. It's huge. I mean, it looks like it.
Oh my!
So we all agree. I got it right. It's a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take on the Patriots, and then in America's Game of the Week, one of the biggest games of the year, actually, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, Tom Brady and the Bucs. It all kicks off Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern. Of course, check your local listings for the games in your area. Hey, you know, being a Friday, I thought I would share very quickly with you a feel-good video. There's a guy named Tom Willis, and the only setup I can give you is that he was born without any arms or working hands and fingers, and he's a badass. And yesterday, he was in Colorado, and he finished his visit to every baseball stadium in America, and he throws out the first pitch. Watch this. It's awesome. And it's a perfect strike.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't that awesome? So props to my man Tom Willis, and a good reminder that whatever you have in life that might be negatively impacting you, you can overcome it and be a rock star just like that guy is, who's now thrown out the first pitch in every Major League stadium.
That is sick.
Which I just think is a great story for a Friday and any other day of the week for that matter. Now, sadly, from a positive feel-good story like that to some negative reality. We talked yesterday about, you know, the great quarterback wide receiver duos and all the great talent that's out there. And then last night we see that great catch by Pickens, right? The OBJ type catch. Well, CBS Sports online yesterday put out a stat. And if you're a Chicago Bear fan or you like Justin Fields, it's not good. Because Cooper Kupp leads the NFL with 24 receptions. Stephon Diggs is there with 20. Curtis Samuel's got 15. Justin Jefferson's got 15. Hey, Jalen Waddle has 15. Waddle has 15. You see the bottom there?
Sure do.
Yeah, what's the bottom there say?
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, now that's not wide receivers. I want to be clear about that. That's the entire team. They have completed 15 passes as a team. So what's interesting is that the guy to my left is yelling and screaming that Mitchell Trubisky should be taken out for Kenny Pickett, and maybe he's right. But there's not a lot of noise about Justin Fields outside of Chicago. Where's the yelling and screaming about, did we draft the right guy?
Well, because number one, you're talking to someone who was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, won a Super Bowl, through going to Chicago in the NFC Championship game. I couldn't care less about the Bears. Although I do like Justin Fields. I just think right now, this whole entire situation, it just doesn't look good. He doesn't really have a number one receiver. Offensive line is not great. You can make all the excuses.
Yeah.
If I'm playing receiver for the Bears,
you are livid.
What?
Right?
I want out.
Right.
I wish the New York media would ask me, so do you want out? Yes, please, come get me. Anyone, come get me, please. This is bad. This is a bad look. And he's a guy that actually wants to throw the ball.
To be fair, and you're right, it's not all on Justin Fields, but you're the quarterback, so it's all on Justin Fields. But it's amazing that here we are 2 weeks into a season, and that kid is expected to, lift the franchise out of the doldrums. And no joke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 9 wide receivers. That doesn't even count, tight ends. There are 9 wide receivers who have as many or more receptions than the entire Chicago Bear team. And get this, they won a game.
Yeah, but that one game was in that monsoon.
Yes.
There weren't a whole lot of passes being completed in the monsoon game.
No, Justin had 2 touchdowns in the second half, so I give him total credit for that. But that is not he had a tough week, right, Justin Fields, because he yelled at the fans. Then we've got video, I'll show it to you again, of that one Chicago Bear fan who dumps his girlfriend because she doesn't understand why he's so upset. Just to remind you, play that real quick if you want to.
I told you, when they lose, don't talk to me for the rest of the week. Why are you bothering me?
The rest of the week.
Whoa, what about the wristbands? You act like they finna throw you in the game to save the last couple of points for you.
Would you leave me alone? Would you leave me alone?
You don't even cry for me like this.
I only known you for 2 months. It's been my team for 22 years.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you can stop there. That's the best line. Oh, I think he tells her to get out. Yeah, leave the apartment, sweetheart, because you just don't understand. But like a guy like that who represents all of us when our team is struggling, yeah, that guy knows the stats. The Chicago Bears have completed 15 passes, which has got to be some kind of record in modern era football.
And I know we said they played in the monsoon.
Yes.
Yes, they did. But even if you eliminate that game, you're telling me you only have, if you say that game is completely gone, you only got 15 completions in one game? Like,
even that's not good.
No,
right.
It's not. Not when you're saying, like you said, this is the guy that is going to be the face of our franchise, and we're going to live and die off his legs and his arm.
Look, I just for comparison's sake, since we brought it up and they played last night, Mitchell Trubisky completed 20 passes last night. Last night alone. He's got 5 more completions yesterday in a loss in which their offense stunk, to be fair about it, than the Chicago Bears have in the 2 games they've played. But, again, they're 1-1. The Detroit Lions are 1-1. And while we look at stats and try to figure out, is this guy any good? Is that guy any good? You win. It usually, hasn't worked in this case, covers all the warts and pimples and, all the bad things because you won, right? The Cleveland Brown fan right now is not talking about the devastating loss to the Jets last week. They're thrilled that they're 2-1 and beat a division rival. And that's all that matters.
Well, they could be talking about it because they could be 3-0 right now. But no, when you win, it erases anything that happened bad and negative. That's the way it works in life. That's the way it works in sport. You keep winning, no one cares about 15 receptions being had by the Chicago Bears.
Right. They'll talk about the gritty defense and the amazing running attack.
Of course.
And how Justin Fields manages the offense very well.
And we just got to get back on track. We got to find our footing on offense. That would be kind of the narrative.
You showed your true colors, though. I'm glad you did. You hate Chicago. I hope you have to fly through there on your way home.
No.
I hope that plane makes a stop and they have FS1 on in the airport bar. And while I know you don't drink, I hope you walk past that bar and someone goes, wait a minute, that's Greg Jennings. He hates us. Get him. That happened to me once.
Are you wishing all this?
Yeah, that happened to me once in Houston, which is a dump.
And he wonders why it happens to him.
I mean, it's an awful city. It should be annexed out of the country, to be honest with you. But I was there for a Super Bowl very quickly. I went on the radio and said, this is a dump. This city doesn't deserve a Super Bowl. They put me on the local news. Big Mouth from New York thinks Houston's a dump. Go get him. No joke. Like, there's guys on horses with fire on sticks. Carton's here. Go get him. Yeah,
it was like in the Frankenstein.
I went right from the show to the airport to fly home. And my wife's getting a drink. I was getting a burrito because they sell burritos in the Houston airport, which is awesome. I love you for it. And there's all these guys in cowboy hats, right, watching the local news. And the local news, I swear, leads with Big Mouth from New York thinks Houston's a dump. Find him. And I'm wearing the same clothes that they videotaped me on from doing my show. Excuse me. My wife goes, don't come to the bar. Stay over there. Eat the burrito over there. And I, come on. How's it going, guys? And it took him 30 seconds like that. Yeah. I ran onto that plane faster than Ronaldo Nehemiah.
You deserved it.
I didn't deserve it. It is a dump.
You deserved it.
Everybody knows that. Everyone's trying to get out of Houston. Ask James Harden. Thank you. Thank you. Earlier, we talked about teams that might be panicking and off to a bad start. And one of those teams, of course, is the Baker Mayfield-led Carolina Panthers. And a lot of people are questioning Christian McCaffrey. He's been injured a lot in his career. What's wrong? Maybe he gave you an answer right here.
You know, I think at this point, if I went to, take a leak during practice, I'd end up on the report. But I feel great, be ready to roll.
Yeah, so it's hard to hear that, so let me just give it to you. I feel great, I'm ready to roll. But yeah, at this stage of my career, I feel like if I went to the bathroom, I might be on the injured list. To be fair, he's been injured a lot.
He has.
And if you've been injured a lot, you got to own that, and you might be sensitive to it. And I'm glad he's healthy because, he's one of the great young players in the league. We love watching him, and he's very dynamic. But he does get hurt a lot.
He does, and he's the only way that the Carolina Panthers can have success, it seems like. So when we look at the Carolina Panthers, if we don't see Christian McCaffrey, we automatically write them off.
I agree.
If we see him healthy, we believe they have a chance because you have an MVP caliber player that is suited up, dressed, and ready to go.
And to be fair, while Baker Mayfield and that offense hasn't been great yet, and they haven't been, they've not scored a lot of points and they are 0-2. To be fair, that offense is not built around Baker Mayfield. That offense is built around Christian McCaffrey running for 180 yards. And if he does that, all you got to do is look back to a year ago when the Panthers were 3-0 with Sam Darnold. McCaffrey was a stud. McCaffrey got hurt. Darnold can't play. The Panthers stink. Now, I know there's a lot of, kind of like a building noise right now that Matt Rule's not fit to be an NFL head coach. And, people are attacking his game plans and his schemes. Listen, you've got the best player on your team who is not yet back to best player form. And that's got to be a part of it. Now, I don't know if Matt Rule ultimately is going to survive Carolina. If they're 0-5, he probably doesn't. But that guy right there, Christian McCaffrey, has to become Christian McCaffrey. They paid him a boatload of money, and he's not yet performed up to the task.
He does have to be Christian McCaffrey, but I'm not going to give Matt Rule a pass because when you're building out a team, you cannot just build around one player. I understand it feels good to have that foundational piece, but you have to create an environment where if one guy goes down, you can still be successful. When you look at the good
Unless
teams,
it's the quarterback.
Unless it's the quarterback. Yeah. Okay. If you look at the teams across the league, if a skilled player or a player that is outside of the quarterback room gets hurt, it shouldn't derail your season. That's the Carolina Panthers, and you can't live like that and win games. So, Matt Rule, you got to be better, man.
Well, or, follow the Carson Wentz playbook and have God riding shotgun with you when you're playing quarterback in Washington and getting you through the dark days of living in Philadelphia. I've lived there. I know exactly what he's talking about. I will get it to Carson Wentz, who's off to a great statistical start for the 1-1 Commodores right after this.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
There's no way, Chowder.
Whoa.
Yo, you gotta be kidding me.
Downright amazing.
Unbelievable.
That is what you call a wicked shot.
Rack 'em up, Chi-Town.
Your avocado toast.
Ew. Ew.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles, it matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
For the night owls, for the early birds, for the mentors, and the tough mothers. There's Grainger, supplies and solutions for every industry, with real-time product availability online and next-day delivery options. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Isn't it time you realized the farther you go, the better it gets? Secured a campsite that doesn't require reservations? Found out the only way to dive in is head first. And realized that even out here, you're never alone. Discover what true adventure really means with the most awarded SUV brand.
Experience freedom electrified. Purchase a Jeep plug-in hybrid electric SUV
and you may qualify for up to a $7,500 federal tax credit.
Did you know GoodRx can help you get a better price on your family's prescriptions?
I just open the app, type in the name of our meds. That's it. Savings on my asthma medication. All right, round 2, baby, round 2. Oh, yeah. Savings on my husband's blood pressure refills. And savings on my daughter's allergy pills.
Prescription savings for the whole family.
Have a good one.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Nobody does anything perfectly the first time, or the second, even the third. We learn from mistakes. But when it comes to retirement planning, who can afford mistakes? Smart Asset can help you avoid those unpleasant mishaps with a free guide, The 7 Crucial Mistakes of Retirement Planning. We also match you with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors who can help you achieve your retirement goals. Using Smart Asset is free with no obligation. Discover what others learned the hard way at smartasset.com.
It's Skip Drip Bayless. I am a living legend. He came to play Shannon Shay Show. Get off my property. Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
Peacock's now streaming your favorite NBC and Bravo shows. So...
I'm all yours.
Okay, bring in the rest.
The rest? Masterpiece.
That's fun.
You're welcome.
So what are we watching? No idea what you're saying.
NBC, Bravo, and so much more. All in one place. Streaming on Peacock.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a great Friday. It's the Carton Show. We got Greg Jennings, Green Bay Packers, Chicago Hater, Hall of Famer. And, of course, we've got Cody Decker. I'm Craig. We're thrilled that you joined us here on the Carton Show. Before we get back to the NFL, last night on Fox, the question was, will Aaron Judge hit number 61? He got walked 3 times. He struck out. And then in a tie game, bottom of the 9th, a Roy Hobbs moment. Who's Roy Hobbs?
The natural star, Robert Redford.
You failed me there. The greatest there ever was. Come on, man, you're better than that. And here's how it went down with Adam Amin on the call on Fox. Oh, come on. Come on.
Just so you know, Roy Hobbs is a fictional character.
The line is, I want people to say, there goes Roy Hobbs, the best there ever was
in this game. Yes, I'm aware of who he is. He's not real.
Now,
Babe Ruth was.
Thank you. I have a little bone to pick with Fox, if I may. If you show that video again, if you don't mind, just put it up there again. Here's and I'll tell you exactly when to stop it. And Adam does a great job on the call. Stop it right there. All right? Stop it. Stop it. So right there. Stop it. Stop it. That's not right.
That's amazing.
Because Fox wanted you to think that was a home run.
They did.
Look at that.
Did.
That, to me, you don't see the center fielder. You don't see anybody. You see the picture of Aaron Judge, and it looks like from that shot, the ball's going out of Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
I hate you, Fox.
I love you for this. This is the best part.
That is great camera work.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That is great.
Because I'm watching it, one eye half open, the other eye crust is there. I'm trying to sleep. I got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning for this. And I'm like, yes, yes. And I'm not even a real Yankee fan. He did it. Woohoo! It happened on Fox. Yeah.
It was awesome, man.
No, it wasn't awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
For
sweet.
a split second, he did. Wow.
Everything in this game happened to your liking. He got pitched around and walked. He didn't hit the home run, which I know you secretly love.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Now I'm tired of it. Just hit the damn home run and zip it already. All right, back to the NFL. Huge, great segue. Huge divisional game. I'm sure this is on Fox in some markets as well. And it's the Washington Commodores against the Philadelphia Eagles. And it is the first time Carson Wentz will play against the Eagles. Now, here's the rub on this. It is a story for sure. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, albeit he wasn't the quarterback, Nick Foles was. But the game is not in Philly. When Washington does go to Philly, Carson will hear from 80,000 Eagle fans what they really think about him.
No.
No,
I know. All the cheers. Oh, he's in his mind.
He is going to have stale pretzels thrown at him from every corner of the stadium, which we do not condone here on the Carton Show. Make sure they're fresh. Here's the deal, though. Carson Wentz spoke about what it's going to be like for him to play against the Eagles. Mind you, there's only like 6 or 7 guys even on the roster anymore from when he played, but it's worthy of a listen. Check it out.
My career has been a whirlwind, I'll tell you that much. A lot of really good memories from my time there, I'm not going to lie. A lot of great friends, a lot of great relationships that I made. So definitely we'll have some mixed emotions in terms of those things. Always things I look back on them, man, I could have been better here. I could have been better as a person, as a teammate, lots of things that you do take for granted. And so I think I definitely thank God for the experiences I've had, even though sometimes they're dark or sometimes they're, not how I envision them to be. But I think it's allowed me to grow as a person, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I wish he was honest, though, Like, say what we all know you think. Nick Foles is Satan. That's what he thinks, because he was having an MVP year before he got hurt, and I think everyone would agree if Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt the year that the Eagles do go on with Doug Peterson and Nick Foles and win the Super Bowl, he's the league's best player. He's having an amazing year. Nick Foles comes along, of course, and we know the rest is history. They even put the statue up of the Philly special outside the stadium, so they're like rubbing it into Carson. But he does get a ring. He led them through that regular season. But, the games, again, it's not in Philly. So while it might be emotional for him to play against the uniform, Doug Peterson's not their coach anymore. It's in his building. And, oh, by the way, Carson Wentz, with all the negative stuff that's been said about him, the tough year in Indy last year, the way it ended in Philly, which wasn't very good, he's off to a great start personally. He's thrown for 650 yards, 7 touchdowns, passer rating over 100, and those are all career highs 2 games into a season. So, does he have something to prove? I accept that. To Philly, he knows how good he is, though.
Yeah, but anytime you're playing the team that drafted you, the team that gave you your first chance, it's just a roller coaster of emotions. I know because I've been there, and it wasn't 3 years removed, 2 years removed, whatever it is for Carson Wentz. And my first trip back my first matchup with Green Bay was back in Lambeau. And for me, it was just this mixed emotions. Like, I wanted to perform. Everyone wants to perform at their best against a team that either counted them out or let them go or that you wanted to stay with.
So let me ask you that. When a guy like you're a Packer Hall of Famer now, right? When you're going back for that game, do the other guys know it? And, does your quarterback say, Greg, I got you, I know how important this game is to you? Or are they not, kind of hip to that?
They do. I just don't think, in my situation, I just didn't have the quarterback to get it done like that. But for most, Steve Smith, when he played the Carolina Panthers, when he went to Baltimore, he had a game. And I believe every player who's ever wanted to play against the team that first drafted them, that outed them, wanted that type of experience. He had a stellar of a game.
So the night before that game, you probably didn't sleep at all, right? You're probably going over in your head, 10 catches, 200 yards, 5 touchdowns, and how am I going to celebrate?
It's not even about that. You ultimately just want to win. I don't care that's just naturally what we are and who we are as individuals. Whether it's here at Fox and you go over to another network.
I would never do that, by the way.
It's just innately who we are. Not that you want anybody there to fail or not succeed, but you want to, at this moment, when we are on the field at the same time.
Sure.
You want to end up walking away with the smile.
I think the real story is when they go to Philly. Because the atmosphere is
completely
totally different, and they're going to be waiting for them. You're the Eagle fans, and as much as we have fun at their expense, that is as passionate and loyal fan base there is. You may know I lived there for a few years.
Can I insert really quick?
Yeah.
Although I will say this to Carson, like, just don't tie, because that's what happened to me.
Don't tie.
Like, the game ended in a tie.
Oh, come on.
Brutal.
Really?
Exactly.
Well, why don't you get open? Make a play. It's always the quarterback's fault when the receiver only has one catch for 3 yards. Get your ass open. I'm open. Throw me the ball. I'm open. Throw me the ball. You tied. There's nothing worse.
I know.
Like, you're not happy. You're not too upset. It just, what?
What?
Do you remember the score of the game? Was it like 30-30 or like 10-10? What did Troy's our research? What was the score, Troy?
26-26.
There we go.
What were his stats for the game?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
With 2 catches for 29 yards.
That's Troy.
Quarterback's fault. It was the quarterback's fault.
Troy, I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
I know. You complimented my shirt. I know.
To be fair,
sorry to do this to you.
Minnesota should be mad at you.
The quarterback was Christian Ponder. So.
Oh, Christian Ponder. I take back everything I said. You had no chance. I'm shocked you tied the game. To be honest with Christian Ponder. Listen, Washington is 1-1. And what we've learned about the NFC East this year, with Dak Prescott going down, and we've more on that situation, and some sound from Jerry Jones a little bit later in the show, which is really interesting, actually, as opposed to a lot of the sound we play here from Jerry Jones, where he's just a cheerleader, which I expect. This is actually pretty in-depth and interesting what he hopes for quarterback-wise. That's later. It's kind of like everyone recognizes the Eagles are the team to beat in the moment. 2-0, Jalen Hurts looks great. But if I'm Washington, and my quarterback is playing at a very high level right now, I could take control of this division this Sunday.
You can, and you want to be in that situation if you're Washington, especially when you look at even the Giants and the Cowboys, teams that you feel like we're better than these guys. We just have to prove it. But when you have a chance to take down the team that is widely recognized now as one of the favorites in the NFC, you got to do it. And it's in your own backyard. Your quarterback is playing great. You have a running game. You have skilled guys that can get it done. I just don't think it's going to be this week for them.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that is I don't think Washington is very good. They're very well coached with Ron Rivera, as we know. And, Carson right now, and we've seen this before. He has 3-4 amazing weeks in a row, and we're always waiting for, all right, when's the dud coming? Like the self-inflicted fumbles, the bad, interceptions. But here's what's interesting. The Philadelphia Eagles, look, they beat the Detroit Lions in week 1 and kind of took the foot off the gas pedal in the second half. So maybe that score is not indicative of how badly they really beat the Detroit Lions. Then you have the game under the Monday night lights against the Vikings where Kirk Cousins was terrible. And even with him being terrible, the Vikings turned the ball over 3 times in Eagles territory. So who knows how that game goes. This, for me, a divisional road game against a quarterback playing very well, this is the first real test for Philly.
I wouldn't say it's the first real test for Philly. For me, it's a conference game or it's a divisional game, and it's all about it being a familiar opponent. Anytime someone knows you and knows exactly what you want to get done, how you want to get it done, they play you. There's nothing really that you can throw at them that's going to be surprising.
So let me ask you this. Is the advantage in a situation like this to the Eagles because they know Carson? Carson doesn't know this coaching staff. He didn't play for him. Is there just innate advantage one way or the other when you're playing against a guy that used to play for your franchise, considering none of the coaches were even there?
Yeah, a lot of the advantages to the Eagles because it's not even that they know Carson, how he is as a player. They know Carson, how he is as an individual. And if you defensively, if you can get underneath his skin, you can get in his face, you know that he can get rattled. and he can give the ball up, and he will give you opportunities to put the ball back in your offensive hands. And in their offensive team hands, it's equating into points right now. So if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I try to get after Carson early
right away
and often.
And that's the rub. You pressure him, he's happy to give you the football.
Absolutely.
Now, what's interesting about Carson Wentz, of course, is that weird relationship with Nick Foles. And how did Carson handle it? A lot of people in Philly will tell you he didn't handle it very well. So I thought it might be fun today to test Greg Jennings. So I invited Amani Toomer, another great wide receiver from the New York Giants, to come in.
I'm
and
like,
sit.
where's he going with this?
No, so the way I have it set up is Amani's going to sit right next to you, just to see how it goes. You know, just to see how it goes.
Well, good.
You never know. You always need a backup plan just in case. Wow. So, more football coming up. Amani Toomer is here, and we'll get you all caught up on what happened last night in Cleveland with the Browns and the Steelers right after this. I love Amani.
How does Popeye's chicken sandwich get so crunchy, juicy, and tasty? We make everything with love. Make your taste buds dance for $4.49.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Pacifico is a crisp golden lager, brewed for those who know. It's what's behind a label that matters.
Yes. I'll get you the file.
Sounds intense.
Clients. What do you do?
Retired?
Tech?
Nah, Army.
Huh. Check your spam folder.
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible.
Ooh,
And you'll get our best deal.
nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every-
iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone. It's amazing.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone. Get the new iPhone 14 Pro on us.
Are you coming for my job?
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
Hi, guys. Welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
What's up, man? We need to talk about that lucky jersey.
Haven't washed it in years.
Multiple years?
I don't see any stains. It's lucky.
It's dirty.
Lucky.
Dirty.
Lucky.
Dirty.
Dirty.
Lucky.
Ha! Maybe lucky?
No, dirty. You know what to do.
Good luck out there.
Bro, no, listen.
It's dirtier than it looks. It's got to be Tide Hygienic Clean. Now get $15 back when you spend $45 on Tide and Downy.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
Stop. You're in.
Oh, cool. Yep, even easier than that.
What's in your wallet?
It's time for Lectric's fall sale. Hop on the most popular e-bike in the U.S., the Lectric XP 2.0. Equipped with a top speed of 28 miles per hour and a 45-plus mile range. Buy an XP 2.0 and get free accessories. Or buy 2 XP 2.0s and get $100 off. Don't miss out on one of our biggest sales of the year and get your XP 2.0 while supplies last. Go to lectricebikes.com today.
Fiverr freelancers help me with product design. Just always simple and easy. I log on, I tell them what I need, and I get it delivered. Your turn. Get started on Fiverr today.
After fighting their way to become #1 contenders, the Brawling Brutes will try to make a dent in the Bloodline Championship supremacy when they challenge the Usos for the undisputed tag team title. Plus, Braun Strowman takes on Otis. An all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern tonight on Fox.
Saturday, October 1st, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. With the NL East title up for grabs, Lindor and the Mets battle Acuna Jr. and the Braves. It's Baseball Night in America, Saturday, October 1st on Fox.
Choose your next vehicle at Elgin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. With the largest inventory in the nation, we have the flexibility to keep our prices low while other dealers go high. And we're adjusting our prices every day during Jeep Adventure Days. Get 0% financing on select 2022 Jeep models, including Gladiator and Compass. Or lease the 2022 Jeep Cherokee for only $299 a month. Your Jeep, your choice. Elgin CDJR.
You're going to like buying a car this way.
If you love fantasy sports, you have to check out Underdog Fantasy. Underdog users have already won over $100 million in prizes, and you could be next. Just go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
This is the sound of hope, the sound of the hardest thing you will ever do, but the best thing you will ever do. Because this sound is the sound of change.
I'm going to love this dynamic. 2 wide receivers to my left and Cody Decker. Greg Jennings, of course, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, and same can be said, albeit for the New York Giants. My main man, Amani Toomer. Been a long time. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
I owe you an apology.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. 8 years ago, Amani and I were at a charity golf tournament, and I'm emceeing it. And part of the deal as the MC at the golf tournament is you introduce the guys that paid to play to the celebrities that were kind enough to play in the tournament to raise a lot of money. So I'm pointing out this guy and that guy, and I see Amani, and I've known Amani forever. And I forgot his name. And I said, as he was like getting ready to sit down and eat dinner, and I said, and you know who you are? What?
That's pretty slick, though. Not bad.
But he calls me on. He goes, "You forgot my name, Carton, didn't you?" So my apologies.
No problem.
Yes.
I have a forgettable name. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Forgettable.
Very forgettable.
Okay, anyway, Amani, obviously a legend with the New York Giants, just under 10,000 yards. And unfortunately, fortunately for you, whole career with the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And I know you still love watching football. So let's get into last night's game. We were talking, Greg and I and Cody, about, quarterbacks. Good quarterbacks, bad quarterbacks. And if you're a wide receiver and you're playing right now, let's start on the Pittsburgh side. And Mitchell Trubisky's your quarterback. And it's not very good.
Yeah.
And you've got the young stud who you hope is very good because you drafted him so high in Kenny Pickett. You watched last night's game.
Yeah.
Did you see enough last night where you would say, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I got to make the move to Pickett now, or do you hang on another week or two?
I'd make the move now.
You would?
I would, because the team just seemed deflated. They didn't seem like the Steelers that I would ordinarily see. I think you've got to move on and get. It's not just for Cody. It's not
Where's
just for
my
him.
sign?
It's for everybody else. The whole team they just looked like they just didn't have the energy last night.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they didn't have anybody to believe in.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, as a receiver, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, we feel like we are what makes the team go. Like, let's face it, this is a passing league.
Absolutely.
And you have arguably one of the best receiving corps in all of football, but nobody knows it because of your quarterback situation. But yet, if you make the move, and I get it, he's young, but you're going to make that move eventually. So why not now? Your defense is the focal point of your team. They're the engine right now. You can allow him time to progress, get experience, be exposed while making this move with a young receiving core now.
And Amani, you live this because when the Giants won the first Super Bowl in the Tom Coughlin era, I'll never forget Jerry Reese, the general manager at the time, came out and referred to Eli Manning, who at that point was unproven, and called him a skittish quarterback. And then you guys went up to Buffalo, and Ahmad Bradshaw had this crazy game, and that was like the...
I had a good game, too.
Yeah, but... I mean...
No, I'm just saying. I just want to throw that out there.
These wide receivers, though.
It's all about me.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Okay.
Go ahead,
Look at me. Prima donna.
You know why? You know why? 'Cause this is what receivers have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
We are, we'll work out all off season. We'll, get ourselves in great shape. And we'll do everything, but if the line isn't right, it's going to go against us. If the offensive coordinator doesn't look for it, you're not going to. If the quarterback isn't right, so you can do all this stuff to get yourself ready for the season, And if all things don't break right for you, you're going to be on the corner, on the sideline, breaking tablets
and
like
listen,
Tom Brady.
To be fair, maybe my comparison to that year when you guys did win the Super Bowl isn't apples to apples with Pittsburgh, only because Eli Manning was the Kenny Pickett of that team.
Exactly.
So I get that. Remember Kurt Warner was there at first, and he was supposed to bridge the gap until Eli was ready. The point is, you know what it's like to play with a quarterback that you don't trust. You may like the guy, but you don't trust him. So I guess my question is, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season.
Yes.
And I'm sure he wears that proudly, as he should. Once you go to Pickett, that's it. It's a wrap. He's your quarterback the rest of the way. They obviously drafted him thinking he's going to be a great quarterback. But, Trubisky plays because he's a veteran, right? That gets old at some point. But if you go to Pickett, he's going to struggle because that's what they do, first-year quarterbacks. I just wonder, if week 4 is too soon to make that commitment. I respect what you've been saying, that you drafted the kid to play him. Trubisky's not getting the job done. Play him. But I always wonder, when that right moment is.
I think you got to look at it in a different way. You got to look at it in, where are you going to be in 5 weeks, 10 weeks from now? You're going to be better with the quarterback that you drafted, getting that 5-10 weeks experience towards the end of the year to where you can compete, because you're playing to the defense anyway right now. You're not stretching you're not asking Mitchell Trubisky to do that much right now.
Right.
So you could ask Kenny Pickett not to do that much and be in a very similar situation.
Yeah, listen, and I know they view themselves as, hey, maybe we're a wild card team and the division's not that great, all that kind of jazz. I just know once you pull that thread and you're going to the kid for good or bad.
You're going to him, but you're spot on. He's getting experience along the way. And for me, when you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've been this team before. Now, granted, they had a great running back in Jerome Bettis when Ben Roethlisberger took over, but they condensed the playbook. They made sure that he was prepared to play each and every week as a young quarterback in this league. And what happened? They had success.
Right.
If you do that with Kenny Pickett.
And pardon me, to be fair, most people tell you that first championship run, Roethlisberger had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
Right.
Exactly.
But for me, let's look at Mitchell Trubisky. There's a ceiling. What you're telling your guys in your locker room is, guys, okay, we might make the change. Or in Tomlin's, and I respect his decision. I don't agree with it. You're telling your guys that we have a ceiling here. And I'm going to just make sure that we don't just completely bottom out by throwing in a young guy that could potentially give us more than this ceiling, but he's going to make some mistakes. Well, if you have a ceiling, you might as well poke through the ceiling anyway with the young guy, making mistakes, falling through the floor, doing whatever he needs to do, so you have a chance to save what you could have as a really good team without even T.J. Watt right now.
Trubisky spoke after the game, and he said the reason I had a tough game was I was distracted by the elf at midfield. Is that a legitimate excuse, Amani, or no?
I would be more worried about those defensive linemen coming at me than an elf on the field.
By the way, I made that up before you started running 2 minutes ago. Did you really say that?
You got me.
Did he really get you?
I thought he was trying.
Oh, half the things he says on this show aren't real.
It's my first time. So
Mike Tomlin did speak after the game.
Did he?
And he was defiant about his decision. Watch this.
I'm not in that mindset. I'm interested in reviewing this tape and looking at the totality of it and figuring out how we collectively get better. So the answer to that question is definitively no.
Yeah, definitively no. And he's ticked off they lost the game.
Absolutely.
And he's ticked off with the question. And it's not going to stop. It's what we do in the media. It's not going to stop until you make the decision. Listen, Mike Tomlin's not going to make it because the fans are begging him to. He's not going to make it because the reporters are asking about it. It's going to happen in its natural course. But you can tell he is not happy.
He's not happy, and he can see the tea leaves that he's going to eventually be forced to put Pinkett out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they drafted him, right? It's not like he was a free agent or a guy that walked on the team you didn't know was any good, and you're wowed in practice, right? Like the Jets were with Strevler, in the preseason, and every Jet fan's like, play Strevler. he was a gunner on the special teams squad. And we want that guy to be our starting quarterback.
So when you look at Mr. Trubisky right now, are we all looking at the same game and saying, oh, man, the playbook for the Pittsburgh Steelers is wide open with Mr. Trubisky?
I don't feel that it is.
You don't feel that?
Right.
So if you don't feel that with a veteran quarterback who's been in this league for years now and still hasn't proven, but you still have to tailor the game to him and what he does best because it's not an extensive amount, you might as well just consider making the move and make it.
Hey, there was one amazing highlight last night for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's a kid named Pickett. Watch this catch. Right over the shoulder. Looks like a young Amani Toomer.
No, I'd put two hands on it. I always try to get two hands on it.
Look, I don't know if we getting two hands on that one.
I don't know. I would have tried.
I don't know either.
I would have tried.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I don't understand this whole one-handed thing. Why is everybody catching one hand?
He had no choice there.
Why does everybody try? I wouldn't even try it.
I'll tell you why. It's the OBJ disease. And I can tell you, like, having kids that played Pop Warner football in the last 10 years and on through junior high and all that stuff, when OBJ made the catch against the Dallas Cowboys, every kid in America decided, from now on, I do everything one-handed. I want to catch it one-handed. He did. He changed the way kids try to play playground football. Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's not disgusting. When I watch these guys catch the ball in warm-ups, in pre-games, it is something. It is entertaining.
I agree.
Like, it is phenomenal to see these guys do it.
But it's still easier to catch with two hands.
It is definitely, and you see none of them running across the middle saying, let me just grab one. No, they're going to pluck with two hands, but in a situation where they feel like, I can't get that other hand, if you've trained it, if you've practiced it, you feel comfortable enough to do it in the game,
I guess the good news is that
it's a great catch, no question.
Yeah, listen, and the good news with that is he practices with Trubisky, so there's probably a lot of bad balls thrown his way.
He's used to it.
Can you still catch a ball? You still have the hands?
Of course, they never go.
You good?
Oh,
yeah. Is that right? Yeah. Is that right? Is that
Look,
right?
I gotta watch it. Right? He's gonna throw everything.
Right? Is that all right? Just making sure you guys can still catch things. I don't know what's going on.
You're in my head now. Come on now.
By the way, solid.
What
you still got it. You guys still got it. All right.
Still got it, Evil.
The flip side of the game last night is that, as we said earlier today, I know you were watching at home, that the Cleveland Browns don't sleep on the Cleveland Browns, even with that embarrassing loss to the Jets last week. You saw last night, I think at least, why the Cleveland Browns are a problem for a lot of teams, and it's the fact that they can run the ball really, really well. They've got a stud in Myles Garrett, who's a quarterback destroyer, so defensively they can make plays, and that team's only going to get better. I would not sleep on the Browns this year.
Absolutely, and the emergence of David Njoku last night, with tight end, most catches in his career. It just, with Jacoby Brissett back there, he's just such a settling presence. He spreads the ball around so well. It just makes that offense just that much more difficult to
Yeah, you know, I almost feel bad for Jacoby Brissett. He's been a journeyman quarterback.
Yeah.
He gets, the keys to the castle because of the situation with, Baker, and then they go after Deshaun Watson. And it's going to be interesting because we know Deshaun Watson's the quarterback. They gave him $230 million guaranteed. So there is no question when he's ready to play, he is going to play, and he is better, and he's in his prime. But what do you do if you're sitting there at, I'm making it up, 7-4, and the offense is humming, and Jacoby is leading that offense, and things are going great? I think that's a tough call, even though I know what the call is going to be. What about you?
Tough call.
Yeah, tough call.
No.
7-4.
It's not a tough call.
Tough call.
Deshaun Watson, let's go.
Okay, and then you lose your first game with Deshaun. Yeah, I know what Browns fans are saying. You know what they're saying.
They're going to say whatever they're going to say, but it's already been spoken for. $240 million. There's nothing else need to be said.
Nothing.
He's going to play. Follow the money.
7-4.
Follow the money.
First place in the AFC North. And Jacoby is killing it. He's done? Why are you looking at me like that for?
Because he's done. I'm sorry. You want us to be on your side. I like Jacoby Brissett, but he's a backup.
All right, I'm gonna make it personal.
Okay.
You guys have career highs in catches, in yards, in touchdowns. And they go, look, $230 million. Deshaun's coming in. What are you guys going to say?
And we're going to look at each other. If we did this with Jacoby,
or I'll be like, I'm gonna take Jacoby. I'm like taking him on the side. I'll be like, hey, you know, let's take a little extra catch. You know what I mean? Because I know that Deshaun is the quarterback.
Yeah, listen, and Deshaun's special. He's a special talent, and he's 25. He's in his prime, but he has not played in 2 years. And I'm just setting up the stage for
fresh arm.
What? And by the way, the poor
could have
people,
been even more.
The poor people in Cleveland don't need that kind of mess. They don't. They've been through enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have. I live there. They've been through enough. Yeah. We got lots more football coming up, including a very interesting take on the Dallas Cowboys quarterback situation. They, of course, don't play till Monday night, but this is a big, big deal right now, and we got you covered next right here on FS1.
With the Home Depot's lowest prices of the season, it's time to take your bath from start to tiled, to installed, to sealed, to finished. Shop our biggest bath savings of the season right now at the Home Depot.
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
You can never have too much of a good thing. And power is a very good thing.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
Oh, you'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Juliana, Big Mac, no pickles, extra special sauce. And Jimena, quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles, no onions.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it.
Buy one favorite like a Big Mac and get another for just $1. Right now at McDonald's.
The first time you made a sale online was also the first time you heard of a town named
Dinosaur. We just got an order from Dinosaur, Colorado. No way.
Start an easy-to-build, powerful website for free with a partner that always puts you first. GoDaddy. Tools and support for every small business first.
My active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. Now, Skyrizi helps me get going by treating my skin and joints. Along with significantly clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Skyrizi attaches to and reduces a source of excess inflammation that can lead to skin and joint symptoms. With Skyrizi, 90% clearer skin and less joint pain is possible.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like the feeling of improving my skin and joints. And that means everything. Now's the time to talk to your doctor about how Skyrizi can help treat your psoriatic arthritis so you can get going. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life anchors up.
Send no blitz. Send no blitz.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
So, we're getting that house we told you guys about.
You're buying a house?
Yeah. Soldiers get VA loan guarantees.
Yeah, no money down.
Well, my office gives us free bagels.
That's cool.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat, Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
Among my patients, I often see them have teeth sensitivity as well as gum issues. Does it worry me? Absolutely. Sensodyne sensitivity and gum gives us a dual action effect that really takes care of both our teeth sensitivity as well as our gum issues. There's no question it's something that I would recommend.
Think Dad's searching doggy diet plans for Josie? No, he's switching his choice cashback category to home improvement, so he earns more on a new doggy door. Extra large.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Touchdown! Harbaugh's fourth-ranked Michigan Wolverines unleash their explosive offensive attack against Maryland. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Maryland, Michigan, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Well, I have to apologize. Cody was very offensive in that last segment, and Greg has disappeared. So that's why you always have a backup plan. That backup plan is Amani Toomer, New York Giants Super Bowl winner, and one of the great wide receivers that the NFL has had. Just under 10,000 yards, right? Yeah. In the career, 9,000 and change, whatever it was.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
It's something like that. It's a long time ago, but trust me, it was money good. There's no doubt about that. All right, Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Jerry Jones usually has a lot to say, and it's usually stuff you can laugh at. But this one I found interesting. As the Cowboys get ready to play Monday night against the undefeated New York Giants, Jerry was talking about the quarterback situation. I'm just going to let it play for itself.
So you'd want that? You'd want that controversy?
Of course I would.
Okay.
Of course that means we'd won. If it comes in there and played as well as Prescott played, Rush played that well over these next games ahead, I'd walk New York to get there.
Yeah, so he went on to compare it to when Dak replaced Tony Romo. And what he's saying is, yeah, I want there to be a quarterback controversy because that means we beat the New York Giants right now. No one's saying Cooper Rush is Dak Prescott. We've only seen Cooper Rush play 2 games, right? But the fact that Jerry's talking about it, he's doing 2 things, right? He's building up the young kid who he hopes can win a Monday night game in a very tough place, sold out MetLife Stadium. They're doing the Fugazi Penn State whiteout. They're wearing their color rush uniforms, white on white. They're giving out white towels, like it's a community college event. Like, come on, Giants, you're better than that. You're the New York effing Giants, right? We're not a college. So let's not act like one. That's another story for another day, though. Anyway, but he's building up Cooper Rush, which I totally get. And in a weird way, and I don't know why he's doing it, he's goosing Dak.
Absolutely.
What's the benefit of goosing your franchise quarterback like that?
Well, first of all, you want to try to get him back on the field as quickly as possible.
Fair enough.
There's always like a little bit of a week or two of leeway whether you come back or not. Is his hand strong? Is it not strong? So, and then you got to understand, for a guy like Cooper Rush, who isn't drafted high, this is like the only way you can get on the field. This is how Dak Prescott, who wasn't drafted high, got on the field because Tony Romo got hurt. So he's laying down he's laying it out there like, look, if you play well, this could be your job. But like we said in the last segment, follow the money.
Yeah,
they just paid Dak Prescott so much, it's just kind of
like Dak Prescott has a $100 million contract and change. And I respect it from a standpoint of, I want Cooper to play well. I want to beat the New York Giants. And the Giants right now with the Eagles are 2-0. Totally unexpected, right? Playing with a little bit of house money. Hated rival coming into town. But the notion that he views Cooper Rush the way he viewed Dak when he inherited the job and took it over from Tony Romo fascinates me. It means as much as he gave him the bag and he got all the money, there's no loyalty at all. If Cooper Rush plays his ass off on Monday night, and we'll talk about it much more Monday on the show for sure, Dak Prescott is coming back to play the next week. There's no doubt in my mind, because that's the insecurity of what you guys do. He just heard his owner say, yeah, I got no problem with the controversy. Matter of fact, Cooper Rush might take Dak's job. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm doing thumb exercises right now. Whatever those might look like in your home, keep it to yourself. I got like Tiger Balm on it. I got Ben Gay on it. I go to a masseuse and have her put needles in it. Whatever it takes. If Cooper Rush plays his ass off, I guarantee you Dak Prescott is healthy and playing next week.
If he can, but the worst thing is having to come back too early and have him not be able to throw the ball effectively, because that, there's 2 sides to it. You can't have it both ways. You want him to be back, but you want him to be back well.
Yeah, can you imagine, by the way, if it happens the way it could happen, Dak comes back, he's ineffective, Cowboy fans are chanting, Cooper, Cooper.
You know they will. You know they will.
100%. Since we're on it, I might as well get your thought because I know you still follow them very closely. New York Giants 2-0. Brian Dable, already everybody's in love with him. That love disappears quick if you don't win, or if you think, kind of like Nathaniel Hackett in Denver, the fans think you're the causal reason for losing games. But you're close to the guys, I'm sure, and still talk to some guys in the locker room. The vibe there is so different than it was under Joe Judge.
It really is, and because the in-game adjustments, it's something that the Giants haven't had for a long time. The fact that, during the first half, we usually struggle, but in the second half, we usually find a way to kind of get things going. The offense looks better. The defense has been phenomenal, keeping the team in games. And the reemergence of Saquon Barkley. It's been
that's key. That's key.
Everything we've wanted as Giant Nation is really kind of starting to come through in terms of, except we would like to have our quarterback play a little bit better, a little more consistent.
Well, he's only your quarterback for this year, and that's as much about contract. Yeah, listen,
Hey,
I like Daniel Jones. I do. I think
great guy.
I think A, he's a good guy. B, I think he's gotten a bit of a bad shake here, but he's not the Giants quarterback next year, barring some crazy run that he leads. So, I'm glad you're here. What was your relationship like with Eli Manning? And before you answer that, I want you to hear something. I want you to hear Stephon Diggs talking about his relationship with Josh Allen, okay? Because I think I'm actually going to read it to you. I don't know if we have the sound. All right, here we go. We're like family. That's my guy. I'm trying to get some Christmas cards with us, on and on. That's somebody I feel like, damn, I could grow old with you. Aww. I could see myself with you for a while. I love Stephon Diggs.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever feel that way about Eli? Did you ever want to,
I felt that way about Kerry Collins.
Did you?
Yeah, because Kerry Collins, used to throw me the ball more than Eli.
I don't disagree.
It all comes down to what it all comes down to. Receivers need the ball. It's like our lifeblood. So.
Yeah, walk us like that relationship. I'm sure it's changed over the last 20 years of NFL football because the game has changed. But, do you have to spend quality time outside of the practice facility to really be on the same page with the quarterback? Or is Stephon kind of overplaying that a bit?
I think he's overplaying it a little bit. I don't think you need to. When you show up to work, you got to come to work and be in the right frame of mind. I think he's definitely overplaying.
Did you hang out with Kerry Collins and not hang out with Eli? Did you guys did the wives get together? Do you go bowling on Tuesday night? Was there any of that kind of stuff?
I hung out with Kerry more than I did with Eli because we were more similar ages.
Right.
Eli is a lot younger than me, so. But I did hang out with Eli as well, so it's just kind of one of those things you do when you're getting to know a quarterback. You want him to stick with you a little bit extra time,
sure,
and trust you, because basically all you're really trying to build is trust with your quarterback.
Yeah, by the way, you look fantastic for an older man. You do.
How old are you?
Who's Noxzema? What's the plan? That's fantastic. All right,
just nuts and berries. Living.
There's
coming
such
to
a
America.
good line there. Nuts and berries. Yes, nuts. Wow. So, your relationship with your quarterbacks is interesting because... Come on, I'm trying. It's a Friday. Work with me. That's why the show's growing at such a fast rate. Here's
this way.
I was talking yesterday to the guys about the dynamic duos, the best right now, quarterback, wide receiver tandems, and whether it's you want to go to the Rams and talk about Stafford and Cooper Kupp. You want to stay in Buffalo and say Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. You want to even go Kirk Cousins, and Justin Jefferson. For you, when you're sitting at home trying to figure out who to watch, which do you think is the best right now, quarterback wide receiver tandem?
I like Jamar Chase and
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I just think that they're young. They went to the same college together. They have all that extra chemistry already baked in, and they have so much time to make that relationship and make that the whole on-the-field presence that much better over the time that they're going to play together. All these other guys, they're going to, Cooper Kupp, I don't know how much longer he's going to play. I don't know how much longer. Cooper Kupp's going to play a while, but I don't know how much longer Matthew Stafford's going to play.
Right.
And Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, they still not going to have maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5.
So you're looking at more from potential longevity.
Yeah, and then what could possibly come of this? I mean, nobody's ever had a quarterback and a wide receiver who went to college together, had won a national championship together, then go on 2 years later and play in the same pro team.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool, and it's going to be a great story if they can all keep their heads on straight and get over this Super Bowl loss hangover, which is a real thing. This could be special.
Is there a Super Bowl win hangover?
No, we didn't have a Super Bowl win
didn't?
hanger. No, we went 11-1 after.
That's when Plaxico had the situation, right? Am I right? Is that the right year?
Thanks for reminding me.
Well, I mean, I love Plax, but
I love Plax.
He did shoot himself, and that.
That's funny. It sounds like, when you say it, it sounds like you made it up.
Right.
You can't make it life. It's real life.
And, like, I feel so bad. I can't wait for him to come on the show because I want to hug him. Like, he accidentally shot himself in a bar, a club, whatever, and went away for it. Like, he shot himself.
I visited him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That must have been a pretty emotional time.
It was the scariest thing I've ever been, going to a prison. It was not. It was everything you expected. You go walking down, there was bars, barbed wire everywhere. It was not great.
It was scary for me, too. I just happened to live there for a while.
Where have you not lived? Wait. Cleveland.
Yeah, Johnny Cash sang songs about me. That's right. That's right. I love Plax. I don't. It just happens. It just happens. Listen, there's another guy who wants to be like one of you stud wide receivers, and he was showing off his skills yesterday. I'm not even talking about the pick and catch. I'm talking about the head coach of Seattle. Watch this. One hand Pete Carroll with sunglasses on. What is up? He's a good athlete, Pete Carroll.
Unbelievable. How
right?
old is that guy?
And a couple weeks ago, he was throwing as a quarterback. He looked better than Geno Smith.
PEDs, man. He might be on PEDs. Coaching PEDs, you know.
He's not on PEDs. He's on AARPs is what he's on. That's the only thing he's on. What's coming up next, guys? Because I misplaced my sheet. Oh, yeah. We got a huge game, Miami-Buffalo, and some sound.
Oh, that
game. Yeah, that game. And it's coming up. Amani, great seeing you, pal.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Amani Toomer, everybody.
So, it's Friday night dinner. All of a sudden, boom, boom. The kid's like, Dad, what is that? And you, Gecko, go, roar! Huh?
It's a bit too aggressive, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, sure, rewind it. How about this? Beg your pardon, but bundling your home and car insurance could save you hundreds. And then the neighbors are like, Giant Gecko? Huh? Who? The little girl's like, hi, Gecko.
Well, quite the commercial.
Yeah, I know, right?
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
We're celebrating 50 years of Popeye's Signature Chicken with a deal you'll love. Now for just $6.99, takes 50 years of crunchy, juicy chicken we've been serving since 1972. Get the 5-piece while you can for just $6.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare.
Gesundheit.
It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Out of nowhere, this fool with a bazooka straight up nukes the whip, hails a jet, then straight up bounds it.
These two weirdos touch each other. Ow, ow! She struts her stuff and strips down. I was like, bam!
I seen these little aliens out here running them up like a bunch of Gila monsters with their heads cut. Lay down!
Straight off the roof, all flying squirrel. Now that's one hell of a takedown.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing.
Rated M for mature.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, you know, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treating my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene, Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching, or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
You know, it says out of workshop for a reason.
So sorry to bother you, boss, but they moved the World Cup to the holidays.
Wait, like the actual World Cup?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, but that's my time to shine. Get Blitzen on the phone. I gotta get back up there right now. I gotta go.
Peacock's now streaming your favorite NBC and Bravo shows. So...
I'm all yours.
Okay, bring in the rest.
The rest?
1, 2, 3.
Hey!
Busted.
You thirsty? Thank you.
Another one?
The end. Sweet dreams.
NBC, Bravo, and so much more. All in one place. Streaming on Peacock.
Strong with America's #1 game window. Big noon Saturday on Fox. This weekend, Jim Harbaugh's 4th-ranked Wolverines look to unleash their offensive attack against the Maryland Terps. The big noon kickoff pregame show will be live from the Big House. You guys keep using that term. At 10 a.m. Eastern. And then it's Maryland, Michigan, Saturday at noon Eastern. On Fox, of course. Greg, we found Greg. He's back, so Amani's gone. But I just saw Amani did leave a note that he wanted me to share with everybody. So this is from Amani, who just left, and it says 2007 NFC title game, Giants 23, Pack 20. Greg, 1 catch. 1 catch. Who was your quarterback?
Brett Favre.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. Not now, but back then he was pretty good. And Amani had 4 times as many catches and a lot more yards. That game must stick out for you. That must be a tough memory.
They won the Super Bowl, so it doesn't hurt as bad.
Because you could say you lost to the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That gets you through the day.
Even though when you frame that last little interception that Brett threw, everybody but the individual that he threw to was wide open. Just saying.
If you guys can get tape of that for next week, I'd appreciate it very much. All right, huge game, huge game. And that is a battle of the unbeatens. It's the Buffalo Bills. It is the Miami Dolphins. And Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Dolphins, was talking about Josh Allen. Watch this.
Guy's a giant with the giant arm, but you know, he had kind of like a stigma about accuracy or something that I think each year in his college career, he drastically improved. Fast forward to the league, and I think we've all been witnesses to, you know, he's steadily become, you know, one of the best players in the National Football League.
Yeah, dead on. And what's amazing about the Josh Allen story, and this has kind of become viral the last couple days and weeks since the Buffalo Bills got off to this amazing start, and he looks like he is ready to win an MVP award, is that when he came out of high school, he wasn't recruited, right? He didn't get taller out of high school. He had the same frame, and he had the same arm. So he comes out of high school, nobody recruits him, but he's got this desire. I want to play pro football. I want to play college football. Enrolls in a JUCO. Has a really good year at a junior college. No joke, he wrote 1,000 letters to colleges all across America. 1,000.
I saw that. That's
A
impressive.
single school, Wyoming, the only school that even responded to the letter. He has a great college career, and now he might be the MVP of the league. How did everybody miss this kid?
It happens all the time.
Does it?
It really happens all the time. You have guys who have extreme amounts of talent, but just are not in the right situation or not on the right platform, what have you. But Josh Allen, for what he's been, Mike McDaniel said something that really is impressive. Like, his completion percentage has always improved.
Right.
Even in the NFL, he's always getting better. Every single year, Josh Allen has improved. He's gotten better. And his management, his ownership, they have surrounded him with pieces that will allow him to even be even more scary and more better when you add guys like Stephon Diggs and you give him, what is it, 83% completion percentage when throwing to Stephon Diggs? Like, that's the highest among wide receivers. That is unreal. That's almost automatic.
Yeah, it means also Stephon Diggs is really good.
Exactly.
At getting open and giving him a target. But yeah, like, listen, in the NFL, the goal now is to have 70%. That's the goal. If you get to 70%, you're a rock star quarterback. It also means you have really good wide receivers. So the fact that you know where he's throwing the ball, everybody in the building knows that Stephon Diggs is going to get the ball, and they're completing it at that rate, it's ridiculous.
And it says something about your offensive coordinator as well. Like, you can't get receivers this open without a game plan, some mastermind behind it. And so when you look at what they're doing, everybody thought it was going to be possibly a drop-off or
With Dable
going to the Giants, but it hasn't been any drop-off, and primarily because these players have taken complete ownership. In week 1, when he took the field against the Rams and they had the ball on the opening drive, it was like the Josh Allen show. Like, I got this. Don't worry about it. Just give me the play. I got the rest. That's what you want to see. Like, forget him running a play. You felt that. You saw that as a fan watching from the television screen. That's what they feel inside that locker room. So they have all the confidence in the world.
Isn't it sad that you, as a Jets fan, have never had the opportunity to get a quarterback like Josh Allen at some point? Like in a draft or something?
Isn't it sad that yesterday was the last lunch I'm buying you? I got that right? All right.
I will sit here quietly for the rest of the show.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, because don't forget, 20 years of Brady, and now looking at 20 years of Allen. And oh, by the way, if 2 is this good, I got to deal with him too. Right. That's why I hope Woody Johnson moves the Jets to London and we start fresh.
You're not worried about Mac Jones?
I'm not worried about him. No, that's the only quarterback my guy might be better than. No, the Josh Allen story is great. The only thing, and it's a silly thing, for me at least, that the Bills are concerned about is he's still the guy that wants to take chances running the ball, and he puts himself in harm's way. Now, to be fair, he's not Tua. He's not Zach Wilson. He's a big, strong, thick dude.
He's a big guy.
He's like Ben Roethlisberger with better athletic skills, because Roethlisberger could never run like that. That's the only rub with him. Does he put himself in harm's way a little too much? And that's not a knock.
It's not a knock, but you have to be concerned about it. If you're on the sideline calling plays, and you know you're upstairs looking down like, this is my franchise player, stop running. But this is what makes him so special. So you can't turn. It's like telling Lamar Jackson, don't be you. Don't be you. Yeah. Like, this is what makes Josh Allen a dual threat and one of the best quarterbacks to play this game right now, because you can't account for him running the ball, and you know he's going to throw the ball well. So for me, you love it as a player and a teammate. But if you're on the sideline calling plays, or you're upstairs and he's under your contract.
Listen, and they play Miami in Miami on Sunday, and since Josh Allen became a pro, they own the Dolphins. He only has 1 loss, and that was his rookie season. Listen, I respect what Miami's done. Like, you don't take away wins, you don't take away the great second half against the Baltimore Ravens and the 6 touchdowns from Tua. I just think they're going to be outclassed, and that's not a knock on Miami. I think the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs are just in a different league than everybody else, and I include the NFC in that. They are special. It's too bad they can't play each other in the Super Bowl, and my expectation is, Miami's going to score. They're not going to score 40 on this defense, and I think this is a kind of a wake-up to the Miami Dolphins that why everyone's all pumped up. You know, you got the Penguin and the Cheetah and Tua, who looks better righty than lefty when you flip the screen and all that nonsense. I don't think they stand a chance in this game. I think it's blowout central.
I'm not going to say it's blowout central. I think that the Bills will win handedly, but for me, it still wouldn't be a knock on where Miami is and what they can potentially be. Because the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, it's not even that they're in the league of their own. The confidence that they're playing with right now, you can't match that. You can't account for that. Mm-hmm. When you have a team, not a player, not an individual, a team playing with the type of confidence that they're playing with in the belief, I doubt if you have anyone in Miami's locker room, or I shouldn't say anyone.
Well, Tyreek plays with a lot of confidence.
10 guys in that locker room that has that same type of confidence about their team. Yeah. Not just about them individually, but about their team. That's the way the Buffalo Bills present themselves.
No, it's I can't wait to watch the game, because if Miami is different this year and they think they're different this year, then you're looking at what should be next to Green Bay, Tampa, easily, the game of the week until you get to Monday night, which is, of course, something we'll deal with on Monday. Real quick, speaking of Tampa and Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers was asked about, his career and if he potentially sees it going the same way Brady's has gone age-wise. Here's what he said.
I won't be. I'll be doing something else. I have a lot of other interests outside the game. The game's been really, really good to me. I feel like I've given my all to the game. At some point, it'll be time to do something else. And I strongly believe that'll be before 45.
Yeah, listen, he's not going to make it to 45. Great. I mean, that's all good. He's playing on borrowed time like every other athlete that gets to their late 30s. It's the nature of the business. I'm trying to figure out what he does after football, because we know he's a lousy host of Jeopardy.
Yes.
Right? That's not in his wheelhouse, right? So
you thought he was lousy?
I thought he was terrible.
I thought it was awful.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, you asked me a question, I answered the question. Yeah, he's a great quarterback.
Well, I didn't ask you initially. You said it, and then I asked just to make sure what you said was actually.
So let me rewind the tape. I'll play it again. He's a lousy host of Jeopardy. Does that work? I know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. He's going to buy a farm next to John Belushi's and start a marijuana company.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we can talk about after the show. I'm thinking about doing it too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, just for the free weed. That's it.
That makes sense. It's all there for you.
That being said, it is Tampa and Brady, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. It's the game of the week for sure. It's, of course, on Fox, at least I think it is. And this is the last time these two guys are going to meet. Green Bay, wide receiver issues, depth issues, great running attack, though, which they're going to rely on again, like they did last week, like they're going to do, I think, the entire season. You got Dillon, you got Jones, two-headed monster, very similar to what Cleveland has with Chubb and Hunt. And it's interesting that as we now get to the later stages of Aaron Rodgers' career, it's all on him, but it's really not all on him.
It isn't, because of Matt LaFleur. And I think we as media and as fans, we look at the players and we just think it's all about the players. And it is, for the most part.
Sure.
But what Matt LaFleur has been able to do over this 4-year run has been nothing short of amazing. And you add him with Aaron Rodgers and a young core that is talented. Aaron Rodgers is doing exactly what he needs to do, bringing these guys along. They're more stable, in my opinion, in week 3 than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady, the most talented quarterback ever.
Yeah,
in
that's
your
right.
opinion.
That's right. The most talented quarterback to ever play the game. But you're dead on, because right now, and dysfunction's not the right word, I'm not using it. You have Tampa, their entire wide receiver core is banged up. Or not, like Chris Godwin's not playing. Mike Evans, suspension, different story. The offensive line has not been great yet. And even Tom Brady will tell you, he hasn't been great 2 weeks in now. They're 2-0, that's all that matters. But their 2-0 is different, for example, than the Bills' 2-0. The Bills are dominating. Everything's clicking on all cylinders. They beat the Saints last week. It was all defense. That game was 3-0 at halftime, right? 3-3, I think, after the third quarter. So what's interesting is how frustrated I think Tom Brady gets. He admitted he lost his cool on the sideline last week. He's yelling at everybody. He's slamming tablets on the ground. He's not getting his wide receivers back. As much as I respect Cole Beasley, to expect him to go out his very first game and have 9 catches and 100 yards and 3 touchdowns is asking too much. So it's going to be interesting to watch a team in Green Bay that has a great running attack. Lazard comes back, right? Allen's back, so he's going to play. So Aaron gets one of his favorite targets back. And Tampa's, I think, still trying to figure out, okay, who do I go to? Who are my wide receivers? Because they're all not there.
Yeah, and anytime you have a struggling offense as far as passing, you got to be able to run the ball consistently, which is why I say Green Bay is more stable. When you look at Green Bay, they can run the ball. They obviously can throw the ball with Aaron Jones and company out of the backfield, which then opens up your passing game. If Leonard Fournette isn't able to get going, if your offensive line isn't able to sustain pass rushing, you're depending on a depleted receiving core to get anything done in a 45-year-old quarterback, the most talented quarterback in your opinion.
That really bothers you, doesn't it?
It really does.
I can tell.
It really does.
Why does that bother you so much? Like,
Because
it's spot the lie.
Because it's clearly Aaron. Before Aaron Rodgers came into this league, we saw Brett Favre and we were like, man, that guy is amazing. And then Aaron Rodgers started doing something special. And everybody from there on was compared not to Tom Brady, but to Aaron Rodgers.
To me, Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre are the same dude, right? One Super Bowl.
He's got a point.
I mean, they're the same guy.
Cody, I've been on your side
I'm just saying it's
all
a fair
week.
point.
What do we? I've been on your side all week.
All right, you know what? I'm on your side.
No, you're a Raiders fan. Get out of here.
Fine, I'm not on your side. I'm on Craig's side.
The only difference for me between Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre is that Aaron Rodgers didn't defraud the people of Mississippi out of $5 million.
This is very true.
That is a fact.
I mean, that's the difference. They're both.
True.
They got one Super Bowl, gaudy regular season numbers, and a lot of disappointment along the way. That's all. Sorry,
but we're talking about talent.
Listen, he's great. I'll give you this. I believe in the concept of Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is on the Mount Rushmore. Isn't that enough?
Where's his face?
Oh my God.
Behind Tom Brady.
All right, he's. It goes. It's Washington then Lincoln. So it goes Brady then Rodgers. How's that?
Nope, not
Does
good
that
enough.
work?
Not good enough.
Rodgers can't even be Lincoln?
Not good.
He could be Lincoln.
He could be Lincoln. That's a great comparison.
I tell you what, he's Ben Franklin. Does that make it any better? I don't know. Listen, there's a lot more football coming up. The staff will give you their picks by the end of the show. And you have a real big matchup, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. And we'll get into that right after this.
Your avocado toast.
Ew. Ew. When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles, it matters where you stay. Yum. Enjoy. Thank you. Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
My active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. Now, Skyrizi helps me get going by treating my skin and joints. Along with significantly clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Skyrizi attaches to and reduces a source of excess inflammation that can lead to skin and joint symptoms. With Skyrizi, 90% clearer skin and less joint pain is possible.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like the feeling of improving my skin and joints. And that means everything. Now's the time to talk to your doctor about how Skyrizi can help treat your psoriatic arthritis so you can get going. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/hire and get started today.
This is an SOS from Nova. Everything is disappearing. Our outpost on Earth, Sept, is in danger.
Hey, Quill, this thing is so broken.
Help the galaxy.
Quill, you seeing this? Quill! Well, you heard the lady. Get to Epcot. It's Save the Galaxy time. Again.
You can never have too much of a good thing. And power is a very good thing.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
Hi, guys. Welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
After fighting their way to become #1 contenders, the Brawling Brutes will try to make a dent in the Bloodline Championship supremacy when they challenge the Usos for the undisputed tag team title. Plus, Braun Strowman takes on Otis. An all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern tonight on Fox.
No matter where I am, NFL Plus is how I football.
Touchdown.
This is live, local, and primetime games on your phone or tablet. Wow. This is how you football. NFL Plus. Start your free trial today.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
Want to build a smarter investment portfolio? With Public.com, you can easily invest in stocks, ETFs, or crypto, all in one place. Unlock insights from millions of investors, creators, and analysts. Get the latest news relevant to your portfolio and beyond. And tap into a community and tools that are designed to help you invest with confidence. It's time for a better investing experience. Sign up. Build a better portfolio with Public.com.
This is the sound of hope, the sound of the hardest thing you will ever do, but the best thing you will ever do. Because this sound is the sound of change.
UEFA Nations League continues as global superstars fight for their countries today at 2:30 Eastern on FS1.
With the NL East title up for grabs, Lindor and the Mets battle Acuna Jr. and the Braves. It's Baseball Night in America, Saturday, October 1st on Fox.
All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning, getting ready for a big weekend of football. You got all the college football, Michigan, Maryland on Fox, and then week 3, NFL, and of course the Aaron Judge pursuit of the Roger Maris record. I teased going into the break there that we've got Lamar Jackson and the New England Patriots. Obviously, Bill Belichick bored everyone to death yesterday in saying such nice things about Lamar Jackson, and it's this mutual love affair type of thing. But here's the reality: New England's not very good. They're not. I give them credit. They won last week against a bad Pittsburgh Steelers team. They're not very good. Baltimore is very good, and I think a lot of people get caught up in just how good Bill Belichick is. He doesn't have a good team.
He doesn't have a good team. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to even focus on the Patriots. This guy right here is scorching the earth right now with what he's doing throwing the football. Legitimately, he's bet on himself, and he is betting big on himself, and he is performing like it, and I love it. He is having what we are witnessing as a potential MVP type season.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that is his numbers are gaudy. They lost last week.
They did lose last week.
They lost.
Defensively, they look different. They just don't look like the stout Baltimore Ravens defense that we've always known them to be, and scrappy and frisky. They just unfolded last week.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's almost like they thought the game was over. Like, hey, they built up such a big lead, a 3-touchdown lead, and then all of a sudden, here comes Miami. And by the time Baltimore figured out that they were in a game, it was too late because their defense got ravaged, obviously, mostly by the deep ball and Tyreek Hill. No Tyreek Hill, they lose that game by 20. But it'd be interesting to see them coming out against a weaker opponent. Now, I give Bill Belichick all the credit in the world. We all do. He knows how to scheme. He does all that stuff right.
Yes.
But the Patriots offense can't score. They're going to make a lot of defenses look really good. And that's an issue because this offense can score in bunches.
They can. However, when you look at Bill Belichick, he's not a right in front of you type of an individual. He looks at everything that's surrounding you. And so for me, when you talk about them not being able to score offensively, Bill Belichick, more than anyone, is most aware of that. So he understands defensively when he's talking to his guys, we can't let them put up points because our offense is not ready and skilled enough to put up a lot of points to match what they do as far as their attack. He's not going to let Lamar Jackson just rip and run and throw everywhere he wants to. He's going to make it challenging. And if Lamar Jackson can have a great game against this Bill Belichick defense,
says a lot.
Pay that man, like you said.
Well, he's going to get paid for sure, and he's doing what Aaron Judge did. He's hoping to cash in like Judge is going to cash in. The other weird thing about that game is, Belichick is a defensive guy. That's how he made his bones, right? Josh McDaniels is not there anymore. He's got a lineman coach and a special teams coach running his offense, and it is a problem for them. So, do I think that the game will be closer than most people? Probably. That's the Belichick effect. But you're talking about teams in two different classes.
You are. And you mentioned a great point. You take away Josh McDaniels and you give a young quarterback. We see all these young quarterbacks. You're not just pairing them with a great head coach. You're making sure that their offensive coordinator is a little genius, basically. And we don't see that over with Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. And it's unfortunate because I believe that Mac Jones has something more to offer.
Okay.
But with just what he has at his disposal, coaching, in mind, I don't think we're going to see any of that because you don't have the same level of creativity. You're going to try to be Josh McDaniels, and there's only one Josh McDaniels.
There's a few other games that we should highlight. Let's go over them real quick. You have Jimmy G on the 49ers playing against the Denver Broncos. I mean, it's like the dysfunctional bowl, right? You've got Nathaniel Hackett under all the fire from the media. He doesn't know what he's doing on the sideline. You've got San Francisco now trying to readapt their offense to the skill set of Jimmy G. All that guy does is win. Russell Wilson, give me a quick thought on this game.
49ers. 49ers win. I trust Jimmy G more than I do Russell Wilson right now.
Wow. See what I'm saying? No, everybody comes around to my way of thinking eventually.
Because
it just takes time.
When you think about it, I trust Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy G more than I trust Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's amazing. Russell Wilson got $50 million guaranteed, and you trust Jimmy Garoppolo more. My guy. Wow. That's my guy right there.
It's more about what I see around Jimmy. I'm just putting Jimmy Garoppolo out in the forefront right now.
All right, let's get to the next one. Great game on paper. Cardinals, after that huge fourth quarter from Kyler Murray, going up against the Rams. They kind of found their offense clicking again last week, involved more guys, got Allen Robinson into the game, which he wasn't in week one. Cooper Kupp, of course, does his thing. Interesting game because which Cardinal team are we going to get? They're not great defensively. We know that. But how good are they offensively? And are we now going to see the Kyler Murray show the way we fell in love with him last year?
Possibly, which is why I have the Cardinals. I don't like what I'm seeing with the Los Angeles Rams. Lose Von Miller, and they just look completely different defensively. Offensively, it's just Cooper Kupp. As great as Cooper Kupp is, he's 1, 2, 3, however you want to rank him.
Yeah.
As far as receivers go, you can't just be that. You got to expand your offense, and they haven't been able to right now.
Yeah, I just wonder if they're going to now set a game plan up for Kyler Murray based solely on what we saw late in the game last week against the Raiders. Like, do they now completely shift from we want you in the pocket, we want you to run these plays, to do what you do, and we'll figure it out?
I don't think that you set up a game plan for that. I think you allow him to just have the freedom and the liberties to do that as the game presents itself. You can't just set up a game plan. Like I said earlier in the week, that's unsustainable all year.
Got it. Well, listen, we know that a lot of you like to know what the experts think about games so that you can make decisions, financial decisions, on your own. So the only caveat to that is have a plan, stick to your plan, and never, ever chase a loss. You're not going to win every single week. That's fine. Also, gambling should be recreational. It should be fun, and it should be a social activity. It shouldn't be you standing in a corner on your phone, not talking to anybody. With that, Cody's got the staff picks. Take it away.
The main staff pick that we're looking at is Bengals at -6. I think they're going to cover that. And another little comfortable little added in there.
Hold on, time out. I don't get involved in the gambling part, but they play the Jets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know this is going to happen.
And these are the
by a lot.
This is the staff?
This is the staff, yes. Everybody believes that your Jets have virtually no chance.
So you guys got together.
A little bit.
Behind my back.
No, you were there.
I wasn't there for that.
You were definitely there.
I don't remember being
you
in the room.
You actually wanted it to be -10.
Good. All right. So you're taking the Bengals. I'm going to remember that. Go ahead.
Also, Colts plus 5.5.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
All
Getting
right, so
off of unwinnable island, whatever the island was called.
Winless Island.
Sorry, Winless Island.
Yeah, but that's the reality show Fox said no to. NFL, Winless Island. And before we do get out of here, we're still waiting for history to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't see it last night, is there any shot you guys can play it one more time? No. Okay, great. I mean, they're honest. Aaron Judge almost hit number 61 last night. He didn't, so they play the Red Sox all weekend long. And we wait and wait and wait for Aaron Judge to break Roger Maris's record and become the all-time home run king in the American League. There it is. I knew you guys could play it. And shame on the Fox camera operator that made me think that was a home run last night as I was trying to get 35 minutes of sleep. All right, so that's Aaron Judge. Now, as you know, it is a football Friday. What do men do and women on a football Friday? The same thing we do on Sunday. We eat. Troy, bring out the grub.
Here we go.
Oh,
and
wow.
we did you a favor, Greg, because we know that you take your body's your temple. So, although this goes against everything I believe in when it comes to watching football, we got you carrots and celery and peppers, okay? Because we know you're not going to eat this. This is what the rest of mankind eats on a football Sunday. Prosciutto, gabagool, some turkey. Italian cured meats. So I'll cheers you. Appreciate you being here. You want celery? I mean, at least go with the carrot, would you?
How about this?
Good. What do you got? Cheers to you. Cody, jump in on that as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Listen,
Cheers.
Enjoy all the college football on Saturday. Enjoy all the NFL football on Sunday. And rest assured that Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, we will be right here. Terrell Suggs joins us all week next week as well. We appreciate you watching, and let's all raise a toast to the NFL.
To face, I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes.